Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With nonstop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, there are great connection options to several cities. Whether it's the romantic streets of Paris or the stunning beaches of Barcelona, Condor will start your vacation by offering comfortable and spacious cabins. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive. Most of you aren't just listening right now. You're driving, cleaning, and even exercising. But what if you could be saving money by switching to Progressive? Drivers who save by switching save nearly $750 on average. And auto customers qualify for an average of 7 discounts. Multitask right now. Quote today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $744 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2022 and May 2023. Potential savings will vary. Discounts not available in all states and situations.
Hate doing cardio? Try brushing and flossing your teeth. I'm not talking about building up a sweat. I'm talking about building a healthier mouth. For a healthier heart, for a healthier you. Smile Generation trusted dentists look at your care through the lens of the mouth-body connection, because what happens in the mouth plays a critical role for the rest of your body. To find a dentist near you committed to treating all of you, visit smilegeneration.com/confidence today and live longer, healthier, and happier with confidence unleashed.
And now, here's the question.
Hola, bitches. Good day to you and yours. All right, when it comes to traveling, I don't fly a ton, but I fly a little more than the average person. Ted, you probably fly the most out of anyone in here.
Yeah, I fly a decent amount.
And all of us fly a fairly decent amount. But that said, there are some airports that I just try to avoid, but only because there's something about that airport that I don't like based on a past experience, right? But now you fast forward to this year, and now there are 2 more airports on my personal do-not-fly list based solely on safety concerns. Namely, I'm talking about Newark Liberty Airport in Newark, New Jersey, and Reagan International Airport in Washington, D.C. Now, Newark's airport, they've been having computer glitches in the air traffic control tower, leading pilots to occasionally, fly blind. Now, worse, on some shifts, found us out today, they only have 3 air traffic controllers on duty instead of the mandated 14. I'll let you do the math on that. And hell, even the transportation secretary, Sean Duffy, he switched his own wife's flights from Newark to LaGuardia because of, reasons. He said, hey, it is safe for the American public to fly there. What about your wife? Oh, I changed her flight, bro. And I love
personally.
Love that woman. Love her. Yeah, I called down. I wanted to die. But meanwhile, Reagan Airport, it's had a slew of aborted landings in the last few weeks because of Black Hawk helicopters in their flight paths. And you might remember that earlier this year, 67 people died when a passenger plane collided with a Black Hawk. And you wonder, well, how does this keep happening? Well, we got our answer. Come to find out again today, apparently there's a hotline from the Pentagon to the air traffic controllers at Reagan. And basically, anytime they're going to do Black Hawk helicopter training, they phone over and let them know, hey, this is where we're going to be. All right, problem solved. Yeah, that hotline been out of service since 2022. Last 3 years, it just hasn't worked. So I asked myself, would I rather fly into Newark Liberty Airport or fly into Reagan International Airport if I had to book a flight today? I'll get back to you on the answer. But that's what we're doing today, the Would You Rather question. You simply call us. We will ask you a would you rather question. It's purely hypothetical, and as we always say, there are no wrong answers. But when you share your answer, we'll tell you why you're wrong. So today's question, brought to you by our friends at Advanced Hair Restoration, is simply the random would you rather question.
Be part of the big show. Call 206-803-ROCK. Like KISW on Facebook, follow us on X and Instagram at Men's Room Live. And send those emails to the Men's Room at KISW.com.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With nonstop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, there are great connection options to several cities. Whether it's the romantic streets of Paris or the stunning beaches of Barcelona, Condor will start your vacation by offering comfortable and spacious cabins. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Hate doing cardio? Try brushing and flossing your teeth. I'm not talking about building up a sweat. I'm talking about building a healthier mouth. For a healthier heart, for a healthier you. Smile Generation trusted dentists look at your care through the lens of the mouth-body connection, because what happens in the mouth plays a critical role for the rest of your body. To find a dentist near you committed to treating all of you, visit smilegeneration.com/confidence today and live longer, healthier, and happier with confidence unleashed.
Look around. Every car you see is probably on AutoTrader. New cars, used cars, electric cars. As for flying cars, well, we're ready when they are. If you see a car you like, find it on AutoTrader. That's our kind of thing. AutoTrader.
Optimize your nutrition this year with Factor, America's #1 ready-to-eat meal service. Factor's fresh, never-frozen meals are dietitian approved, ready to eat in just 2 minutes. Choose from 40 weekly options across 8 dietary preferences like Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, and Keto. Eat smarter at factormeals.com/listen50 and use code LISTEN50 for 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. Factormeals.com/listen50. Code LISTEN50.
Debauchery rolls on. You're listening to The Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Oh, Pachols, away we go. Welcome to the 20th anniversary season, episode number 4,318. What a large and a charged program we have for you today. The exciting return of Who Sucks Less. Coming up at 4:30, Steve, I don't know how you do it. You find people doing bad things in the news.
Yeah.
We pit all of those stories against each other to figure out of the three, which one sucks the least. How are we looking this week on Who Sucks Less?
You know, to be honest with you, I think this one will be difficult to determine who sucks the least or most, because in the end, it's just about people pooping in places that are not toilets.
Okay.
I mean, all three of the candidates today, all women, all three decided they were going to defecate in a specific spot. You just have to figure out which one would annoy you most.
It's been a flood of these stories.
I mean, we had the one yesterday, which is part of Who Sucks Less, the Amazon package delivery lady.
I know there's going to be one on the hood of a car.
No, I don't have that one.
You didn't include that one. That was another woman who pooped on the front of a car.
Look, man, I hate to say this, and this is a ridiculous statement. The number of options was maybe we'll do it again next week. All right, hey, man, we got 3 more poopers, because, again, toilets mean nothing.
Yeah. Who Sucks Less is coming up at 4:30. Today we're back to our random Would You Rather question, 206-803-ROCK. We'll start out as we do here in the room. And this one I think is going to be a tough one. For the rest of your life, as far as one of the 2 sandwiches are concerned, would you rather only have PB&J's or grilled cheese for the rest of your life?
To me, this is a no-brainer. It's
a
PB&J.
no-brainer.
For me, personally, and look, both are go-tos, both are standard bearers, but I eat so much peanut butter and jelly that I cannot imagine a life without one. So every time I have
How many do you
grilled
have a
cheese,
week?
peanut butter and jelly. So I never make one at a time. It's always 2, probably 6 to 8. It seems to be my go-to late-night munchy food.
Okay.
Right? So at some point,
Does this include the Uncrustables?
No. Those to me are a separate thing.
That's a separate.
And I understand. Right.
Wow.
They are a separate entity.
So one a day at least.
Yeah, based on the law of averages, 1 peanut butter and jelly sandwich a day at least per week, period, unless I'm on vacation. But assuming I'm not on vacation, you can count on that.
All right, I know it's your go-to sandwich. Do you think it honestly tastes better than a grilled cheese?
Yeah, I do, man. I do. And look, make no mistake, when I have a grilled cheese, I'm always like, I should do this more. The same thing everyone says, this is delicious.
I know it takes
It's
a little bit more
tremendous.
time to do it.
And I got no problem with that. I'll even grate the cheddar. I read years ago, if you actually grate the cheese, it melts better, blah, blah, blah. Turns out that was true, right? So it's really fantastic.
Some
It's
people say
gooey.
mayonnaise.
Yeah, I've tried that before.
I've
ended up
switched
being
to that.
fantastic, right? It is very good. It's good to dip and stuff. There is nothing wrong with the grilled cheese sandwich. But, man, if you put it up against a PB&J, like, that's my go-to.
See, I'm going grilled cheese.
Really?
Yes. Easily. Hands down.
Really?
I think
It's not even a
a
consideration.
toasted, hot grilled cheese sandwich.
When's the last time you had one?
God. Oh, years.
Right.
Probably.
I can
3 or
say
4 years.
PB&J, baby.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm with Thrill because
2 nights ago.
grilled cheese is really good, but I've watched you eat
Uncrustables.
Uncrustables, sure.
Right, which is a PB&J.
It is.
I don't have bread at home. I don't have peanut butter at home. I don't have jelly.
No, I'm just saying, though, but like, you don't get a grilled cheese on the golf course. You might get an Uncrustable.
Correct.
Like,
Correct.
I think grilled cheese, overall, better sandwich. But I'm picking PB&J because easier to make,
Convenience.
accessibility,
Okay.
and you eat them.
I
can't tell you the
absolutely eat
last time I had a grilled cheese, like, my friend's kids had to be at my house.
All right. I can't tell you the last time I had a loaf of white bread in my house.
Really?
Or a loaf of bread in general.
Well, you're not going to
Because it's a big ass, because it's just me.
Well, it's just you.
So
That's
like
true.
a loaf of bread.
It does kind of suck. I had you know what I had over Easter break?
What's that?
I had a loaf of croissant bread.
Ooh.
How is that?
Delicious.
Like croissants or croissant bread?
It's croissant bread, so it's like not as big as a regular loaf, but still like that big. But the slices taste like the inside of a croissant.
Oh.
Really?
Oh, man.
And what did you do with this croissant
Yeah, what
bread?
did you eat on this croissant bread?
Well, one night I made that fried bologna sandwich.
On the croissant.
I know.
You really?
Did you buy bologna just to make a fried bologna sandwich?
On
Did you
croissant.
fillet it? So
Yes.
you did? Okay.
I told you, and it's still kind of
I
soggy.
didn't realize
Kind
it
of looks
was
like
on
a
croissant
World
bread.
War II. Yeah.
And then after that, it was mostly just turkey sandwiches with mayonnaise and guac.
But how much better are they?
Oh.
Seriously, you put anything, it's like deep frying something. If you put a sandwich on croissant, it's a tour de force. But yeah. I got to take peanut
I
butter and jelly.
tried that sweet onion jelly last night. That was fantastic. Yeah, I'm going grilled cheese still.
Really?
Yes.
I mean, look, I got nothing against a grilled cheese, but if you put a sandwich, I mean, even like I love a good French dip, right? Put it against PB&J, like, sorry, man, I got to go PB&J.
Okay. All right. Would you go with a standard Lay's potato chip for the rest of your life or a flavored potato chip of your choosing? In other words, let's just stick with the standard potato chip, not the brand, not the Pringles, not
So
the this.
salt and vinegar,
There's gonna
sour
be
cream and onion.
There's barbecue. There's all these different, whatever your
Sweet Maui onion
Yeah.
seems to be making the rounds.
Yeah, whatever you like, you like. But would you go standard potato chip or would you go one of the other flavors for the rest of your life?
I would go standard potato chip, not because I don't like the other flavors, but on occasion, I'll have a sandwich, a more savory sandwich, and certain potato chip flavors don't
Do not
work,
go with it.
Right? So
Don't go.
Lay's is universal. Lay's is like the universal solvent. It's water, you know?
The way that I go on this one is that if it was corn chips, I would choose a specific flavor. But
Yes.
when it comes to potato chips, I'm exactly where you're at. I don't ever get just the plain Lay's. However, I don't ever get bored or get it's old. You know what I mean?
Sure.
If I were to get sour cream and onion, I think that is the top potato chip. However, that flavor gets old. Barbecue, that flavor gets old.
You're right.
Vinegar,
Okay,
that
some
flavor gets
point.
old. Those standard potato chips, I could do that.
Would you
for the
go
rest-
Ruffles or would you go Lay's?
Oh, Ruffles all day, baby.
So Ruffles over Lay's?
Yes, sir.
No question. None of that wavy crap. I don't even know why they make those potato chips. The wavy ones?
Yeah.
They're horrible.
No.
Yeah,
All right.
What?
So I'm with you. I will sometimes buy the knockoff Doritos.
Yeah.
But the knockoff Ruffles are not the same.
Yes, they suck.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
They're
Yeah.
wavy. They're like, it's
The
not really
Lay's
potato.
wavy.
It looks like
Yeah.
a ruffle,
The
but
Lay's
it's not
wave is
ruffles.
fine, but there's like some stores like have like the I don't want to say the brand. I don't want to S on anybody. And it's like it's basically like their version of the Ruffle. It is not. It's not the same.
Okay, Miles, I thought you were talking about some
Yeah.
sort of an imaginary flat ruffle. Like, no, they got to have the
So
real brand.
Ruffle owns the name, but if you have a Ruffle potato chip, you call it wavy. That's basically it.
But they have
correct.
Like we're imitating Ruffles.
But by the way,
Ruffles
got the ridges.
owns the name Ruffles.
Hang on. I think technically it's a ridged chip.
Right.
But
And they're-
Ruffles
they're-
dominates
they're
your
all-
headspace
They're
as
all
far as
owned
ridge.
by the same company, so they should be able to do whatever in the hell they
Are
want.
Ruffles owned by Frito-Lay?
Yeah, they're owned by Lay's.
That makes sense.
That's why, like, Ruffles will go. Ruffles.
So wait a minute, you're
the way
owned by
they-
the same company, but Lay's can't just make
Right,
Ruffle
correct.
potato chips because they already have.
So what they do is
My
they
God.
use Ruffles. They used to use Ruffles as their on-the-shelf experimental lab. All right.
Oh, yeah.
So anything that was going to be wacky that they were going to
Crazy
try,
flavors.
they stuck that first with Ruffles. Now, if that was successful, then they gave it a shot with
With
Lay's.
Lay's, right. Oh, you're right. Ruffles is the guinea pig of, hey, spray this with something. If people dig it, Lay's jumps on.
Right. It's like they're like Ruffles is the Taco Bell. We're going to try this. thing.
Try it here.
And we're going to put 9 million things on the menu and see what sticks. That was Ruffles.
And Ruffles, right? And I don't know that they were always the same company.
Okay, so eventually one bought the other. What are you taking? You taking Ruffles or you taking straight Lay's? 'Cause this is the only chip you can have the rest of your life.
And I mean, and that's a tough one because you're right. Plain Lay's are good with sandwiches and stuff.
I like it when I have a mouthful of sandwich and then you cram some Lay's in there.
I mean, I think the Ruffles cheddar and sour cream is the superior chip.
But they won't put it on Lay's.
right.
They keep it to Ruffles.
Oh, Lay's has a flat.
Do
it's
they?
like- yeah.
Okay.
But they're not as good. I need the ridges. But I'm with you. I think I could take the classic Lay's.
So
It,
there
it
are
never
some
dis-
flavors.
it never disappoints. Sometimes you want a little more flavor.
Right, but you're not disappointed by Lay's. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
But if
man.
I'm really going into a bag of chips, that means I've got dip.
well, then you
Like if I
definitely want
buy a
Ruffles,
bag
yeah.
of chips at home. By the way, where do those chips go? If I buy a bag of chips,
You know what? They were sitting out for 3 days. I took them.
did you?
Did you take them home?
Yeah, I
So
sold
you
my.
got chips at home?
Yeah, you never know when you're going to need chips.
I wanted them today.
And they were
I
what?
know.
Plain Lay's, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I took them.
You can go next
You
door and
took
get
the
your
chips.
chips, Miles.
Jeez, whiz.
What? So you could open a bag, take 2 out, and ruin the bag of chips?
Well, once
We
they're
have a chip
open,
clip out
everyone
there.
kind
There's
of
a chip
starts
clip,
eating
yeah.
them. You know,
Right.
Those salt and vinegar chips that opened, getting stale.
But
because you can
we ate them
only
all.
eat a certain amount, man.
But they ate them all.
They were put out as a freebie. I took the freebie.
I did a couple of mouthfuls of the salt and vinegar because they are good, but also my mouth just fills with spit. You know what I mean? You can only eat so many of those before you got to stop. Or the plain Lay's like, hey man, once that bag's open, you know we're going to devour.
Plus,
the
I
whole
like
thing.
the fact that Ruffles are a smaller bag. All right. So if I buy a smaller bag of Ruffles, I will make either the French onion dip or buy some French onion dip to go with it because I'm going to have people over or whatever the deal is. So I think I got to go Ruffles on the chip based on the fact that if I'm going in,
They're still going plain.
then I'm going dip too. Yeah.
Plain Ruffles are delicious too. I'm just the opposite of you, Miles. I'm a fat bastard. Like I don't need dip. I can still plow through a bag.
I
of
will
chips.
plow through a bag.
And then sometimes if it's like when you get in the fall, there's college football and NFL football. You don't need friends. Buy that dip.
I generally only eat chips so if I'm eating a sandwich. Like my wife will buy dips and occasionally I'll dip in there. But we have chips at home. But until I make a sandwich, I'm not really eating them. Or I'll snag a few off my kids' plates to piss them off. But otherwise, I'm just not a big chip guy. But if I have a sandwich, I want my chips.
Yeah.
As far as peanut butter and jelly and grilled cheese goes, Marty in Yelm says, hey, there's only sourdough bread in my house. Thrill. Imagine sourdough. Love sourdough.
Sourdough is phenomenal.
Pepper jack cheese, love it. And add anything. They say tuna, shredded beef, or pork. Grilled cheese is versatile. Marty, listen to me, man. I love grilled cheese. You are not wrong. Everything you just said sounds fantastic, but you put it up against a peanut butter and jelly
Well, that's
sandwich.
the thing. That might be one of the only places, in my mind, in English food culture that wins.
What's that?
Basically, just the idea of, look, it's a grilled cheese sandwich. We're going to throw one more thing on there, call it a toasty.
Yeah.
So if very few places have that option as far as you could ask for it. They're probably going to make it. It's not hard to make in the kitchen. But
It's not often
if you go
too.
to an English restaurant or an Irish restaurant that has toasties, there's ham and cheese, there's turkey and cheese, there's this and cheese, there's that and cheese, and it's tomatoes. It's great.
We just call it the opposite. Don't say like, oh, it's a hot turkey sandwich. Oh, we'll call it a turkey melt.
Correct.
Right? And I'm like, it's a grilled cheese sandwich with turkey on it, bro. I mean, legitimately, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Because you're not putting lettuce in, maybe you put tomato, but you're not putting lettuce on
this-
the hot
but this-
sandwich.
But I think everywhere, right? Like Mexico, it's a torta.
Torta,
And then
yeah.
the English, if it's a breakfast sandwich, it's a bap.
A bat, right?
Right, but it's all kind of the same stuff.
I thought a bap was the bread. Or is it the same? I thought the bap was
that's an Asian thing, isn't it?
No, well, maybe. But I know in England, I had to ask, it was a hamburger served on a bap.
Isn't that like a-
That's what it was. So I had to ask.
Thai bap?
And I'm pretty sure she said
Maybe I
it's,
had
it's
it-
the roll.
All right, maybe I just had a breakfast bap.
Well, see, that makes sense. A breakfast bap would be the roll or English muffin or something with all the crap.
What's the
in it.
little white bun? You know what I'm talking about?
Little white bun.
It's got the crap in the middle of it.
Oh, the Asian side?
Yeah, what is that called? Isn't that a bap?
No, that's not a bap.
It's something with a B, though, right?
Yeah,
Man,
I got to
I can't
Google
remember-
it.
I can't
Is it
remember
with
this.
O? Like a... like, I know them when I see them,
that
and I know I
a
want
banh
it.
mi?
No.
I don't know. Whatever. I'm sticking with the grilled cheese sandwich on this one. All right, I'll give you guys one.
What's your top choice of cheese?
Kraft single, baby.
Really?
Yeah, or Velveeta.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
Velveeta.
I mean, seriously, the Velveeta, the same stuff they put on the shells they have in slices.
Yeah.
So no, I'm not talking about a block of Velveeta cheese. I'm talking about their individual slices.
Still,
Velveeta.
yeah.
They put a little bit
Edible
more cheese.
caulk. Yeah.
It doesn't have this. It doesn't have the same bright orange color as the Kraft single. It's a little bit more yellow. It's thicker. It's a better slice. Of
It's just weird.
processed crap American cheese.
Bao.
Yeah. Bow.
Bao.
B-A-O, right?
Bow. Okay. All right.
Those are really good.
Someone just texted in bow.
Bow.
Unfortunately, we have the delay, but thank you. Yes, the bow.
Yeah, there's a famous chef. What's it? Eddie Wong, right? Wong's World, and he's from Orlando, but his parents are Chinese. He opened a place called, I think it's just Bao House or whatever.
Good name.
But he puts like American ingredients and stuff, but in those buns.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm down with that.
Super successful.
Random Would You Rather question 206-803-ROCK.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With non-stop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, there are great connection options to several European cities. Whether it's the romantic streets of Paris or the stunning beaches of Barcelona, Condor will start your vacation and make it even more memorable by offering comfortable and spacious cabins where you can sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive. Most of you aren't just listening right now. You're driving, cleaning, and even exercising. But what if you could be saving money by switching to Progressive? Drivers who save by switching save nearly $750 on average. And auto customers qualify for an average of 7 discounts. Multitask right now. Quote today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $744 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2022 and May 2023. Potential savings will vary. Discounts not available in all states and situations.
Hate doing cardio? Try brushing and flossing your teeth. I'm not talking about building up a sweat. I'm talking about building a healthier mouth for a healthier heart, for a healthier you. Smile Generation. Trusted dentists look at your care through the lens of the mouth-body connection, because what happens in the mouth plays a critical role for the rest of your body. To find a dentist near you, committed to treating all of you, visit smilegeneration.com/confidence today and live longer, healthier, and happier with confidence unleashed.
Look around. What do you see? Cars, lots of them. And guess what? They're probably on AutoTrader. Whether you're into timeless classics or the latest trends. Did somebody say solar-powered, eco-friendly, vegan leather-wrapped, aromatherapy-scented, disco ball-equipped self-driving car? If you see it on the road, you can likely find it on AutoTrader. Big cars, small cars, blue cars, new cars and used cars, electric cars, and one day, maybe even flying cars. With millions of options to choose from, buying a car becomes a whole lot easier. See it, find it. AutoTrader.
Optimize your nutrition this year with Factor, America's #1 ready-to-eat meal service. Factor's fresh, never frozen meals are dietitian approved, ready to eat in just 2 minutes. Choose from 40 weekly options across 8 dietary preferences like Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, and Keto. Eat smarter at factormeals.com/listen50 and use code LISTEN50 for 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. Factormeals.com/listen50. Code LISTEN50.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Pinky's Plumbing Studio, you're in the men's room. Text the guys at 206-803-ROCK.
All right, once again, we reset the phone lines there. So if you're on hold for the random Would You Rather question, call back 206-803-ROCK. In the meantime,
hold on. People are still commenting about other things. Someone says, I've never heard of this, Ted. Maybe you have. You need to try the Reese's peanut butter and jelly cups.
I have not tried those yet.
But you're aware of them.
Yeah.
Okay, I've never even heard of them. It says, if you like peanut butter and jelly, which I do, it says you will definitely like these. They have.
Is it in the uncrusted? I mean, I know it's chocolate instead of, obviously, bread, but how close is it to an actual peanut butter and jelly? You know?
I don't know. He says they have strawberry and grape, highly recommended. Yeah, I don't know, man. I've never even heard of the thing.
Because we did the peanut butter test, and from what I remember, the Reese's was not bad. It just wasn't one of the better.
I think it was everyone's least favorite. We did 4, I believe. We were looking forward to that one. No one picked that one. Peter Pan peanut butter, which we all believe sucked. I want to say it was the overwhelming #1 pick.
That's what I picked. And
number Skip
2,
and Jif were just kind of.
Yeah, but there was also like a Kroger brand that they sell at Fred Meyer and QFC, like their whatever Good Choice or whatever.
Probably made by Skippy or Jif.
Yeah, but it was like the second favorite. I don't know what the hell that brand is, but you know what it is. It's like Good Something or maybe I'm healthy for you.
But it turns out maybe I'm healthy for you.
Well, we make the packaging to look like it's healthy and organic, but in fact it's just
everybody does on the side. And then someone here regarding your grilled cheese, Miles, says, "God damn it, Miles, your grilled cheese game is very lame. Use some manly cheese for God's sake."
Manly cheese.
What is a manly cheese? What cheese?
This is very. Look, man. You could like a Philly cheesesteak. You just have to know the right cheese to put on it.
Sure.
You have 2 options: Cheese Wit and provolone. That's it. Right. I'm sorry, man. I'm like,
if it's cheddar, to me, it's got to be a liquid cheddar sauce. I'm with Miles.
Yeah,
if I'm
it's too
making a
greasy.
grilled cheese, I'm using American.
Really?
Because when it melts, it just becomes liquid. It becomes oil.
It's like
That's
breakfast
like
sandwiches. Like, I just firmly believe American cheese belongs on a breakfast sandwich.
What about cheddar? Will you substitute cheddar to me on a
It
grilled
overpowers
cheese?
it.
You think?
Yeah.
Last year I did some with provolone, and Mike was there. It was not the right call.
Provolone, I don't think is going to work, but I will argue that cheddar is a better alternative than American cheese. That said, I'm not a fan of American cheese, but the one place I willingly eat it without complaint is, in fact, a grilled cheese sandwich.
All right.
I will also say I have a limit on cheddar.
I mean, you have a limit.
Tillamook, try that extra sharp. It's too sharp.
Really? I like a sharp cheddar.
I like a medium.
You're right. I mean, you can be
sharp
too much.
cheddar's fine, but they got that black one. It's like extra sharp.
Well, you just got to eat that as a little piece, like a cube.
I went too far.
Yeah.
I went too far.
Too sharp.
You still, hey,
cut
man,
me.
I like what you're doing, and you've done it, but it's too much.
Like Tillamook. I mean, to me, Sargento and Tillamook are one A and one of cheeses. I always have to argue which one I'm going to get, but that extra sharp, too far.
I'll tell you what, we were in Mexico a couple of weeks ago, and a friend of mine owns a restaurant down there. Now, this friend, he has been a chef his entire adult life. This guy, he used to do all the food for, I believe, the Canucks and some other team in Vancouver. I mean, this guy, like, all he has done is cook. So we're sitting down in his restaurant, we're chatting with him kind of after hours. He's sucking down wine and talk about the different ingredients that he uses in Mexico. And he says, look, man, you know, the cheese here, you can always get cheddar anywhere, but otherwise it's the, what is it called, Ted? You know what I'm talking about, the white clumpy...
Feta?
No.
Mozzarella?
No, it looks like feta, but it's not feta.
The Mexican cheese.
Yes, right?
Well, there's ricotta.
No, it's Mexican.
Either way, so he's like, you use a lot of that, but he goes, man, the greatest cheese I've ever had in my life. And he meant this. He's like, I've never found anything like it. It's the only place that... Have you heard of Cougar Gold? Me and my wife were like, oh, yeah, dude, Cougar Gold. That's
We
like
can bring you
current.
that. Well, maybe you can't. I don't know.
Probably
Cojito?
Cojito.
Cotija.
Yeah. That's the stuff. So we're telling him, he's like, dude, Cougar Gold. I was like, dude, we can get that anywhere all the time. He's like, you don't understand how good you have it. I'm like, oh, there's a million things right and wrong with anywhere on earth, but I don't think that we have an advantage because we have Cougar Gold.
Right.
We have high sales tax. He's like, don't care. You also have Cougar Gold.
I think
it didn't matter. Cougar Gold made the Washington State the absolute best place to live.
It is a phenomenal cheese. And I will say, I think we have an advantage because the QFC by us, they just sell hunks of it.
I know. I know.
About to say, you can't just buy that anywhere, but I should probably go find a QFC around me and go and check it.
Well, because most of the QFCs have that little Murray's cheese shop.
Sure, yeah.
So you can get some fancier stuff in there.
All right.
Come with me. I can never tell if the cheese guy likes me or I annoy him.
Probably. You probably talk to him too much, but he's probably glad you're there.
You're right. But I think sometimes he's just standing there, nobody's talking to him. I'll take up 10 minutes.
He might like that. That's why I work with Murray's Cheese, man.
And I was, could I try this one?
What do you think about this? What do you think about that? Hello, Cody. Welcome to the men's room. Hello, Cody.
Oh, there he is. Cody.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Good, Cody. Hola. How are you, sir? Okay. Cody, welcome to the program. And the random Would You Rather question. All right, Cody, let's act like you're single for a minute here. And I'm going to give you this one. Would you rather date an influencer or would you rather date a Disney person? Influencer?
You mean someone who works at Disney?
No, the Disney person. You know them. They've got a Disney watch. They've got Disney shirts. They've got Disney hats. They've got a Disney purse. They've got Disney jackets. They have Disney. Everything. You go to their house, it's Disney. Influencer or Disney person?
Well, let me just start off by saying I hate both of those people equally.
Okay.
But I'm going to have to go with the influencer.
Influencer.
Is this for sexual reasons?
No, not at all.
Oh, really?
Okay. All right.
That's where my mind went.
All right.
Mickey Mouse, all that crap, man, and just, it's real annoying.
Okay, how about this one? Now, influencer or vegan?
Man, I'm going to have to go with influencer again because I love me some cheese.
Okay.
And,
all right.
The cheese got me, I can't. I would never be able to give up cheese.
I think I would have to take, of all three options.
Well, you're not giving it up. They are just that way.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I'm taking the
but
vegan.
It's still annoying to date them.
But it doesn't matter to me. Like, look, if you don't want to eat what I'm eating, I am perfectly okay with that. As long as you understand I'm not going to eat what you're eating. And like you said, Miles, I've developed an armor with that for my pure hatred of vegetables throughout my life. So it does not bother me to tell anyone I'm not eating that. Like, there's no chance.
All right.
But out of an influencer or a Disney person, I think I'm going to take, if I'm dating them, I'm taking the influencer. Because my belief is the sex will be a lot better with the influencer than a Disney person. And I'm just basing this on stereotype. I don't know. And yes, the influencer is annoying. Yes, they're going to ignore me half the time because they're taking pictures of the food and all the rest of that crap. But I just feel like the Disney person, unlike the vegan, where I feel like the vegan says, all right, I know you're going to eat a grilled cheese sandwich with your buddy Miles there and his Velveeta. I'm not going to eat that. I'm going to eat my Sprouts. I'm going to go, all right. The Disney person, I don't feel like they'd be okay with me not wearing Mickey Mouse ears on our inevitable trip to Disney World.
Okay.
You know
I
what
mean, look, I like Disney World. I have no issue going to the parks. Like, I've been there with 30 Smiths, and we all wore the same shirt. But I'm taking influencer every day of the week.
Okay.
They get invited to cool stuff. It could help my career. Like, I'm in.
Maybe even a free dinner.
Yeah, that's it. To me, that's a bonus. Like, oh, she's an influencer. Nice.
Okay.
Or he is.
All right.
Disney person.
What about you, Mike?
I think I got to go with the Disney person.
I knew it. Really?
Well, the thing is both of them have cringeworthy attributes about themselves that you're going to have to just live through. Where the influencer, you got to do that out in public. Whereas the Disney person, like, they just like watching Disney stuff. I'm hoping that I get a more docile Disney person that just wants to watch a Disney movie on the weekend. Yeah, they've got Disney shirts. And yeah, their backpack is Disney stuff. And it's a little bit childish. But on the same time, like, I still like those movies.
But I feel like at home, right? So the influencer, we know what we're expecting when we go out with
them.
Right?
Everything with an influencer, everything in their life is about the content. They are filming at home. They are filming in public. They're filming at restaurants, at concerts.
That is correct.
No matter what you do and where you go.
In the car, on the way.
You are on camera.
You're doing a song in the car. The whole thing. It's 24 hours.
Right.
Unless you're sleeping.
That's someone here says, I've dated a Disney girl once. She was absolutely intolerable 99% of the time, but she had the greatest rack I've ever seen.
That's a fact.
Okay, now someone here makes a good point.
Then you get to cosplay stuff.
Yep, we're into that.
But it's Disney characters, man.
Okay, all right, Mike. In this instance, then
dirty Disney characters.
CrossFitter or horse enthusiast?
Horse enthusiast.
Seriously?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Why?
Because they're crazy.
I know that. That's why I'm saying
horse enthusiast.
You want cross?
Yes.
You want crazy instead of CrossFitter?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going CrossFitter as long as I don't have to go to whatever crazy church he's into on Sunday.
Are CrossFitters into church?
They were big in the city church.
Oh, really?
That makes sense.
Like me and my buddy were out one night, and this girl just kept going on and on. And I think CrossFit's great. But she kept going on and on about CrossFit, and my buddy just went, let me guess. You go to the city church tomorrow? And she's like, how'd you know?
Is that $3,000 jeans on the
that dude's
church?
gone.
Marzo guy. Is that the guy that went to Arizona and now he's like a cowboy?
I think I'm going with Mike on this one.
Thank you.
I think I got to go horse chick. One, I just feel like they're going to be dirtier. Right? At the time, I want them to be dirtier.
Having to tame me a wild mare out there.
Yeah, something. I feel like, look, man, I know they're going to go on about horses. I know our sheets probably have freaking horses on them. I'm sure there's an oil painting of a horse. I know her hair is super long and it's in the shower during. I get it. But I also feel like on some level, you can still have a good time.
She's
Where
gonna be
CrossFit
fun.
people strike me as the only thing they talk about is CrossFit.
Correct.
All the time.
All right.
Yeah. My issue with the horse girls is I knew a guy through somebody else, and his fiance was beautiful, this and that, but she was really into horses. And she cheated on him. I think horse girls are untrustworthy.
All right.
Okay.
That's
not the angle.
Horse person or runner. Because they're both psychologically damaged.
You're a runner.
I know that. That's why it takes one to know one. You're psychologically damaged.
I'm
if
going
you run.
horse.
You're running because you have to clear your mind. It has nothing to do with your body. You've got so much internal stuff. Running helps you think, and it also helps you shut your brain completely off.
I would go horse girl in this situation, because I'd rather have to learn how to ride a horse than I'm fine with running a 5K. I just don't want to do 10Ks every weekend.
My experience with runners Miles kind of nailed it. I will not say where I was, but I did find myself amongst a great deal of runners. And this was not a runner situation. This is people I was around.
Castle and A.E. Dave?
No. But I was surrounded by a lot of them. Anyway, just listening to the conversations.
It's so annoying.
And not them talking about running. They just happen to all be runners, right? So they had a little conversation about that. That part was fine. But then even when their conversations drifted into other things that are non-running related, I just remember thinking to myself quietly as I'm listening to them,
this is so awful.
I still hate you. And you're not talking about running.
I know.
You're talking about something I'm interested in. And we both agree that we like this thing, and I'm still like, but I hate you.
Look, I was just at a hotel where there was a marathon. The entire hotel was sold out because of a marathon. You go to the bar and you want to seriously go to jail because you beat someone's ass.
Mm-hmm. Oh, no.
You started it. You threw the first punch and you didn't let up. You kicked him in the head because you were just like, shut up.
Or you could bring a saddle into the bedroom.
Boom!
Come on, baby.
Yeah.
The worst part of a horse girl is that she's probably going to make you watch that god-awful movie, Spirit Stallion of the Cimarron, whatever the hell. That's the worst part about it. Everything else,
I think the hardest part of the horse chick is just knowing that she's got a 3-foot ponytail.
That's okay. What's wrong with that?
It's always braided. She always just has that look like she stepped out of the Waltons.
Sure.
You know,
I just wanted to wear the tight pants, the boots, and put that helmet on.
No, you don't need the helmet, but you know.
You got to have the helmet.
It's like you're dating a woman from 1830.
I'm okay with that.
Who's rich? Well, it's like Little House on the Prairie. You're dating a woman. You're dating a woman who milks her own. If she wants milk, she utterly.
I got no problem with that.
You get the wrong perception here, Montgomery.
Okay,
you get the wrong perception. This is all positive.
She could be straight from the farm. I'm still down. My question would be: do you also run? If her answer is no, let's date.
You might be wondering why we're talking about this subject because there is
everyone.
There's a new list of hobbies that are instant red flags.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Now, with that said,
I think we've named a few of them.
If I was dating a girl that was a runner, like I said, I'd be down. Like, okay, I'll do some 5Ks, but I just hate running.
Well, I do too.
Yeah.
And people say I do it for fun. I'm like, I do other things for fun. That's just not just because they rhyme.
Everybody I know that's in a run club, though, their club gets beer or drinks afterwards.
Of course.
Right, sure. That's a run club. Now, why does every race then start at 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning? Can't you have an afternooner? Can I say, hey, we're going to show up at 1:30? The race starts then, and then when we actually get done, instead of drinking beer at 10 o'clock, we can drink beer at a normal time, like 3 or 4 in the afternoon?
Yeah, I want no part of the runner's world, man.
Then maybe go get dinner, kind of hang out and have fun instead of like, why do I need to get up at 5:30 and not eat any food to be able to go and run at 7 o'clock, 7:30? Why is that? Why is it always that early?
Yes. Because they suck.
Even in the wintertime. Like, it's not like you're trying to get up and beat the heat.
It answers the suck.
Seattle Marathon's like in January. I ran it, the half marathon. It's freezing cold. It's freezing.
You're answering the question because they're idiots.
Okay, so.
But someone here, text line says, I've dated 2 horse girls out of the numerous women I've dated, and I will tell you this. There's some freaks in the sheets. Then in all caps, no joke. I firmly believe that, man.
Runners or horse girls?
Horse girls.
I know this are ballerinas, but you still got to deal with the mental trauma of the fact that
I can deal with
they don't love you as much as they love that horse.
That's fine. I love my base more than I love them. Got no problems with that, man.
Okay.
But the difference is she will go out riding horses, and she doesn't necessarily need my company. It's not important to her whether or not I want to be a horse rider or if I just support her hobby, where I feel like a runner at some point. It's like, you really should get up and just run with me once. I don't want to.
Okay, horse person or yoga person?
Horse person.
Still.
Miles, I grew up in Enumclaw, which I get the jokes. It is what it is.
No,
I grew up around these girls. Horse person.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm right there with dating yoga person.
There's nothing wrong with a yoga person.
But the tone of voice says you're lying.
Yeah.
The way you just said that, like you said the words.
Okay, it's also...
This is why people misunderstand text.
Look.
Because you could text that, and I would say,
how
Mike says there's nothing wrong, but I heard your voice. Mike doesn't like you.
I have seen you come in here with a lot of yoga food, so you would have a lot in common with the yoga food people.
But here's what I'm going to say. There's nothing wrong with a yoga person, just like there's nothing wrong with pineapple on pizza. It's just not for everybody.
That's correct.
It's not for me.
I'll go in yoga girl because I like psychedelics.
And probably she does too.
And she has the same length hair as horse girl.
Yes. So there's a new list online of hobbies.
Honestly, it's been a while. I'll take any of them.
Yeah, right.
What am I judging?
I'll do the grilled cheese.
Okay, I'll train for an AK.
There's a
right. I love riding horses.
There's a new list online of hobbies that are instant red flags. Do you guys have any yourself? Whether even if it's not dating someone, just other coworkers family, friends, just like, I'm not into what they're into. Is there any that you guys are pretty adamant about?
You know, it sounds stupid. I could say, like, people with a ton of makeup, it just seems like high maintenance. That might not be entirely accurate, but when I'm at the airport, you know, everyone's people watching at the airport, and to see the woman, she's completely made up, or it looks like it took 6 hours, and I go, fine. But at baggage claim, when they grab, like, 7 leopard print suitcases, and look, they're always a smoke show. They are drop dead gorgeous, and I always think, man, I could not deal with 20 minutes of
You
this.
also wear a lot of jewelry. Now, you don't wear that to the airport. The person that wears all the jewelry to the airport in front of me, in the line, I want to kill them. Because you know where you're going. You've got 6 different bracelets on, 15 rings, hoop earrings, all these different things, and it's necklaces. Everything's. You can't go through the metal detector. You know this. You also have the 6 bags. You know better than that. Your husband's the dude with a carry-on in like leisure pants and a T-shirt
and a duffel bag.
You know why? Because he's been on an airplane before, so he knows how this works. That would drive me nuts.
No, for me, it's people that make uninteresting things their entire personality.
What do you mean?
As an uninteresting person, I still have things that are supposed to be enjoyable, supposed to be entertaining, that I like to talk about, that I can enjoy about. There's a lot of really boring stuff that we're supposed to concern ourselves with that is dominating people's personalities. And I'm like, you have no fun in your life, do you? You just come home upset all damn day.
Right. And even depending on what it is. I do not like I am the main event people.
Yes!
No matter what genre that is, no matter how they become
What do
the
you
main
mean?
event.
The main character.
They are the main character.
The narrative is about them.
Correct.
From the way they're depending on the situation, it's their dress, it's everything.
I know someone very well that I have described this person as they believe they are the main character in everybody else's story.
When they walk in, it stops.
Yes.
It's everything. I'm here.
I'm finally here.
I'm here, everybody. You can have
you
fun
guys
now.
get to be a part of the story.
We can
now.
eat now. Oh, God. So here are some of the hobbies that are instant red flags. I do not understand all these. Sorry, so you guys might have to help me out a little bit. A lot of people just said not having a hobby at all, or judging other people's hobbies, which we've obviously been doing here. Okay,
so like if you do yoga, if you run,
right? Exactly.
If you're a horse person,
yes, exactly. Everything we just been doing.
If you just don't line up on the hobbies, that's fine. It's not a red flag.
Also, do guys do equestrian?
Sure.
Some guys.
I feel like if you're into horses, a guy, you're cowboy. But she's horse girl.
It depends on what you do. Like Christopher Reeves, he was into equestrian. Did not end up well for him.
No.
But he was not a cowboy. He was not a
polo.
cowboy. He was not a cowboy like barrel racing and like what do they call that when they do the busting or whatever the hell that is?
All right.
Like mutton busting. You should be able to jump in on all these.
No, I like watching you struggle, Miles.
Social media or being an influencer. Someone says when your social media is a hobby, they're getting mad at you for eating before they can take a picture of it. Or I want to take a picture of both plates. I want to take a picture of mine, then yours, then together, and then every single thing along the way is part of that the world you live in.
But if you were an actual influencer, it would not bother me as opposed to someone who's not an influencer who's still taking all these pictures. Like, if you're not making money on this, I'm going to eat my food. Like, but if this is how you actually pay your like this is your job, I can live with that.
People who troll people online for fun. Obviously, that's kind of a D move. Not wanting to date that person ever again that watches every single Hallmark movie and every Christmas movie and everything on Lifetime. We do know those people.
As long as I get to do a little gardening beforehand, I should be okay.
Gardening.
Is your wife all
Oh,
into
okay. All right.
Yeah, I mean, if I get stoned, that stuff's
During the Christmas season, yeah, it's, it gets real funny.
Absolutely hilarious.
Then I get sucked into it like, by God, why did she go back?
Here we back the Disney one, memorabilia. This is the way they phrase it. 2 Disney adults can be happy together for the rest of their lives.
Sure.
But they should never try to have relationships with anyone who is normal.
No. Yeah, agreed. It's just not going to work. We know someone. We saw on our Instagram, this person and their spouse. They were in Disneyland World. I don't remember. But when we saw the pictures, Miles and I were like, they are absolutely 100% made for each other. Like,
this is perfect.
I was very happy for them, and then I'm super glad that I'm not with
you.
Either
go
of
to
them.
that wedding and you go, this is a lock. Like, I'm glad I bought them the blender. They're gonna have this.
I got a warranty.
Yeah,
I mean, I go to the park and wear matching ears, but I'm not getting married in the park.
Yeah, no, me too.
By the way, Ted,
I love Disney. Have a great time there.
Ted, we just got a text from our friend who's a bartender. I'm literally a horse girl, and I do yoga.
Ooh, crazy. Being into celebrities. That's a instant red flag. Hobbies that are red flag. Someone said this. I went over to this dude's house and he collected taxidermied animals. People who are into serial killers and crime fandom.
Oh, no.
That's just chicks.
Yeah.
Girl, is that our weekend friend?
Yeah.
Here's one.
Oh, yeah. Just like I do.
Yeah, she is crazy.
Yeah.
Well, she just sent her most recent Instagram post. It's her doing yoga and her with horses. I mean, she's
crazy.
I'd
say that to her face.
Yeah, she knows.
I'm with what Ted commented on that there, Miles. I feel like women in general are into like serial killers, cults.
I haven't met a woman who doesn't love that ass.
True crime.
Yeah.
I'm being scared, basically. CrossFit. People who buy scratch lotto tickets because it's really just scratchers, they say.
Uh-oh.
That's
Miles.
So running, scratching.
Yeah, I'm trying to think, like, what is that? Like, I would gamble in other places or something like that? So
just
because it's rarely just scratchers.
Whatever you say, red flag.
That's right. People who are into beauty pageants.
Oh, God, yes.
Particularly beauty pageant mothers and all that stuff. MLM work. They said it's moms losing money.
What?
What is MLM?
Mom's losing money.
MLM work?
Oh, multi-level marketing.
Oh, yeah. No.
Such as, what is that? What is that, like
Pyramid schemes, Ponzi schemes.
Okay.
Miles, I got an idea for you.
Okay.
What was the big
Scratch
one
off
with all
tickets.
the dresses and the tights? It just went under. Like a couple years.
Lululemon?
It wasn't Lululemon. It was some big one. As I saw a convention of all these women down in Dallas I was like, what do you got? And they're like, oh, we all do this and that. Total scam.
Yeah, so same with that juice. Remember the people used to have those stickers on the juice in the back of their car? It's like you got a bottle of some kind of juice and No. I don't know what the hell that was either. It's like some kind of health benefit crap.
Does this include like Pampered Chef and the candle parties and all that kind of thing?
Pampered Chef, you can make money on it. I love their products.
I was going to say, they've got products.
Sorry.
No, man, it's a great investment opportunity.
That cooking stone is great to make pizza at home, dude.
More of the random Would You Rather question coming up, 206-803-ROCK.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With non-stop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, there are great connection options to several European cities. Whether it's the romantic streets of Paris or the stunning beaches of Barcelona, Condor will start your vacation and make it even more memorable by offering comfortable and spacious cabins where you can sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Hate doing cardio? Try brushing and flossing your teeth. I'm not talking about building up a sweat. I'm talking about building a healthier mouth for a healthier heart, for a healthier you. Smile Generation. Trusted dentists look at your care through the lens of the mouth-body connection because what happens in the mouth plays a critical role for the rest of your body. To find a dentist near you, committed to treating all of you, visit smilegeneration.com/confidence today and live longer, healthier, and happier with confidence unleashed.
When you create a category of SUV, you focus on improving upon it. The large traditional premium utility Lincoln Navigator SUV is all new for 2025. Inspired redesign, both inside and out, is met with a class-exclusive heated power-fold third-row bench seat and the class-exclusive Lincoln Splitgate. Experience what it's like to have your wellness placed at the center of it all. Discover it for yourself by visiting your local Lincoln retailer. Lincoln, the power of sanctuary. Class's large traditional premium utility.
You don't just live in your home, you live in your neighborhood as well. So when you're shopping for a home, you want to know as much about the area around it as possible. Luckily, Homes.com has got you covered. Each listing features a comprehensive neighborhood guide from local experts. Everything you'd ever want to know about a neighborhood, including the number of homes for sale, transportation, local amenities, cultural attractions, unique qualities, and even things like median lot size and a noise score. Homes.com. We've done your homework.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive. Most of you aren't just listening right now. You're driving, cleaning, and even exercising. But what if you could be saving money by switching to Progressive? Drivers who save by switching save nearly $750 on average, and auto customers qualify for an average of 7 discounts. Multitask right now. Quote today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $744 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2022 and May 2023. Potential savings will vary. Discounts not available in all states and situations.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With non-stop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, there are great connection options to several European cities. Whether it's the romantic streets of Paris or the stunning beaches of Barcelona, Condor will start your vacation and make it even more memorable by offering comfortable and spacious cabins where you can sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
Hate doing cardio? Try brushing and flossing your teeth. I'm not talking about building up a sweat. I'm talking about building a healthier mouth for a healthier heart, for a healthier you. Smile Generation. Trusted dentists look at your care through the lens of the mouth-body connection because what happens in the mouth plays a critical role for the rest of your body. To find a dentist near you, committed to treating all of you, visit smilegeneration.com/confidence today and live longer, healthier, and happier with confidence unleashed.
This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
Random Would You Rather question, 206-803-ROCK. Okay, let's see here. One for you guys.
Horse girl.
Would you, horse girl. Okay.
I'm still with Mike. On all the ones you read, I'm going horse girl.
All right, here's a messed up one. Would you rather have your grandmother pee on you or pick up poop with your bare hands? Grandma's story came from our own show. We had a caller who called up and said that he was with some nephews, nieces, I can't remember.
Cousin, I believe, yeah.
Cousins, friends, whatever. And they were swimming in the Hood Canal area, I guess. Stingrays came in. Jellyfish came in. Stung one of the kids or whatever. I think it was his mom went over and
I think it was his
peed on the kid's leg. So it'd be the grandmother peeing on the grandchild.
Yeah.
Okay?
Because the kid said I got stung by a jellyfish and was writhing around in the sand. And said the kid was like 5 or 6, right? Mm-hmm. So I would say jellyfish sting to them much more dramatic. So the kid's going, and mom runs over and starts peeing on him.
It's one thing to have an accident with a dog bag. Many times I've gone to pick up poop and I realize that either the bag burst or there's a hole in it. And I might have a little under my fingernail or some on my hand or not pleasant. I try my best to wipe it off. But I've never in my life actually held an entire turd in my hand.
No.
The whole embodiment of the bowel movement in my hand.
I'm still picking up the dog turd. And the reason why, one, just the idea of my grandmother peeing on me bothers me in a million ways, even if it's supposedly medicinal, right? This mother was doing it in the story we got, trying to do the right thing based on a belief that people have, right?
Okay, all right.
But still, I don't want that. Just let me sting. Even
Okay.
But with the poop, like you, man, with the dog, every once in a while the bag breaks or whatever. And the thing that bugs me most, not that it's on my finger, like you said, when it gets under your nail. So I feel like if I decide to pick up a
you
pile
got to
of
pick it
dog
up off
ass,
the ground.
Yeah. But I would know how to flex my fingers to not get it under my nail.
Like this?
Yes. I don't want it under my nail.
You eventually got to claw that thing. Like think of the claw game.
But when you get it under your nail, you're never convinced that it's not under your nail anymore.
But you got to pick the whole thing up. It doesn't matter.
I know. I'm just saying, I think I can avoid the nail.
You can scoop it in.
I might do that.
You get it on 2 hands.
That's okay. Just
not
not under my nail.
in your hand.
Yeah, I would take that over my grandma peeing on me.
Right.
Because, look, for 2 reasons. 1, someone just urinated on me. 2, that person who did it's my grandmother. And 3, I witnessed that.
Has anyone ever actually had human fecal matter in their hand?
Well, my kid was a baby.
I mean, like the whole thing.
Yeah, basically. I wasn't going to move my hand. No, I'm saying the kid had pooped their diaper. I am changing her diaper, giveaway. And then she started pooping again, but my hand was there. So it's either that or let it fall into the bathroom counter. And I figured it's easier for me to wash my hands and wipe down the counter.
Right,
This was my thought.
Well,
Great, but that was baby size. And it was not pleasant. And you do have that moment as a parent. And you probably have the thought like twice a year, just if this were any other person on this planet, would I be doing this for them? And the answer is no. 100% of the time, it's like, if you were not my kid, this is not a situation I'm bailing you out of.
Right.
There's no frickin' way.
Yeah. Raise Mass, would you rather have your grandmother pee on you or pick up poop with your bare hands? The Trenton Thunder. They are widely credited for being the first minor league baseball team to use a dog to retrieve bats after a golden retriever they had named Chase made his debut in 2002. I'm assuming based on the fact that Chase is a golden retriever, Chase is not around anymore. But other squads quickly followed
Wait, what do you
suit.
mean?
Well,
it's because he's a golden retriever?
He made his debut in 2002. Golden retriever.
Oh, 2002. I think it's 22.
8-10 years.
Yeah, okay.
Most of the time. He became a bit of a sensation, so other teams started doing this. And that includes the Kannapolis Cannonballers. They are a North Carolina-based single-A affiliate of the Chicago White Sox. And they've been getting some assistance from a yellow lab named Casey Betty at Atrium Ballpark since 2023. Now, over the weekend, the Cannonballers hosted the Carolina Mudcats for a Mother's Day showdown, where Casey Betty was doing her thing in the bottom of the third inning when she popped a squat right behind home plate after nature called. An employee then sprung into action, using his bare hands to pick up the poop that was left on the field. Now, they say give credit where credit is due to the Kannapolis employee who didn't waste any time and leapt into action in order to clean up the mess to make sure the bowel movement didn't interfere with the game. With that said, they said, you would think most people in the stadium would have understood if he'd taken an extra few seconds to track down, I don't know, a bag, a paper towel, some other object to try to scoop this thing up, but he didn't. He just went straight with his bare hands, went in, picked it up, cleaned off the grass, and walked it and threw it away in a trash can.
So are you a hero or are you gross? Like, if I were that guy, the story would just be, hey, the dog popped a squat. Eventually, the employee came out after soliciting for a bag. When he could not get a bag, put his hands on his hips and stared at this pile of fecal matter for a good 90 seconds, muttered something under his breath that we had to bleep out.
Wouldn't you rather find a bag or something in a dugout? Or,
I mean,
yes!
but you got to keep in mind, too, right? This is minor league baseball. So I'm assuming more than likely this is an intern. Dude's like 19 or 20. I think he's just out there hustling, trying to do a good job.
No, I agree. That's absolutely what I believe.
Do you think
to be true,
if I'm your manager, am I going to go like, you're going to be something someday?
Yeah, right.
Or am I going to be like, you're going to be in jail?
Yeah.
I mean, what is it? Is it like that I'm proud
That's
of
a
you?
hard worker. I appreciate what he did. Just grabbed it by the hand.
But see, you still also look for that person that's got some thought process. Like, man, I could have just grabbed a paper towel or a rack. What? You know, how are you evaluating this
It's a
potential
baseball
candidate?
game. What's the most important thing? Keep that game going. It's a hard worker. I like him.
I believe he's a hard worker. I also think he's a bit of a psychopath.
I also think that he's going to have learning things is going to be a little bit of a curve. You know, because I don't know, man. You picked up poop with your bare hands,
and you could have just waited a second.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, somebody here says give that man a raise.
Okay, yeah, all right.
I mean, I do credit the guy by springing into action. It's just look. There are times where you spring into action. In my opinion, that's not one of them. It's not you go, hey, I fully intend to clean that up. We're going to keep that game rolling. I'm getting a bag first. And like you said, I think the crowd would understand.
Okay.
And how about the person that trained the dog? Like, look, a dog's going to poop when a dog's got to poop. I understand that. But, like, man, didn't you not make sure? Like,
Look,
you
it's
do
a
it with your
huge grass
kids.
field. The dog is out there for 3.5, 4 hours.
So take him somewhere to let him poop in between, man.
Inevitably.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Well, you do have every half inning to be able to do that.
Let's say my dog inevitably is going to poop, so I take her outside and let her.
You don't know minor league baseball, man. It's just like where the A's are now in Sacramento. If you need to use the bathroom, you got to wait to the guests need to wait for the inning to end. Sprint out in the outfield. They open up the outfield doors so they can go use the only bathroom that's back there on the field level. So you just the players. You just don't know how this field is laid out.
Right.
As far as can they get the dog out? Can the dog go use the bathroom?
It's also at the end of the day, I don't care how well trained. Like sometimes dogs just poop.
I know,
and they're trained to poop on grass.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Well, he did a good job.
Okay.
Good boy. Who's a good boy?
All right, moving on from poop and pee.
Nice.
Would you rather be known as an upstanding pillar of the community or have $1 million in cash?
I'll take the mill.
Yeah, I don't care if people
take
think
the
of me
mill.
if I got $1 million.
You know, I don't know what people think of me now. I don't ask. I like to think I'm a decent human being. Maybe I'm not. And I'm fine with that ignorance. But also, I don't have $1 million in addition to this ignorance.
I know.
And it would be great if people said, oh, dude, I'm telling you, this is the greatest guy you're going to meet. There's nothing wrong with that. But I want the $1 million.
A pillar in the community does good.
Does a lot of good.
He gives back.
I feel like that would go further than the $1 million.
In a lot of ways, it would.
That's why I would take it. Is because I believe that being a pillar of the community would take me further than that $1 million cash.
What would your destination be as far as taking you further?
I'm giving you my weekend condo.
I feel like a lot more opportunities open up. Yes.
All right.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With nonstop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, there are great connection options to several cities. Whether it's the romantic streets of Paris or the stunning beaches of Barcelona, Condor will start your vacation by offering comfortable and spacious cabins. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
Hate doing cardio? Try brushing and flossing your teeth. I'm not talking about building up a sweat. I'm talking about building a healthier mouth for a healthier heart, for a healthier you. Smile Generation. Trusted dentists look at your care through the lens of the mouth-body connection because what happens in the mouth plays a critical role for the rest of your body. To find a dentist near you, committed to treating all of you, visit smilegeneration.com/confidence today and live longer, healthier, and happier with confidence unleashed.
Working as a dedicated Fidelity advisor, I always ask, what's important to you? I'll look at those priorities and goals alongside your full financial picture to build a comprehensive plan designed to help grow and protect your wealth. With proactive portfolio insights and an eye on taxes, I'm here to help you make the most of your money. I'm Laura Maxwell, and I'm a dedicated Fidelity advisor. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE, SIPC.
If you're an experienced pet owner, you already know that having a pet is 25% belly rubs, 25% yelling, drop it, and 50% groaning at the bill from every pet visit. Which is why Lemonade Pet Insurance is tailor-made for your pet and can save you up to 90% on vet bills. It can help cover checkups, emergencies, diagnostics, basically all the stuff that makes your bank account get nervous. Claims are filed super easily through the Lemonade app and half get settled instantly. Get a quote at lemonade.com/pet and they'll help cover the vet bill for whatever your pet swallowed after you yelled, drop it.
You're not wrong. But also, if I'm an upstanding, first of all, if I'm an upstanding pillar in the community, the things I want to do with the $1 million, they cannot coexist. All right? You understand what I'm saying? Like, you give me $1 million, what I do with that money is not going to be upstanding pillar of the community type of behavior. And I'm probably going to blow through it real quick because I'm on a mission. I still got a gig, right? I'm still going to come in here and do this thing. I enjoy but that $1 million, I'm going crazy. Just say Vegas. Whatever you want to imagine, that's probably.
See, I think I would take it. I think I would take it and buy like a crash pad somewhere cool. Like if I could find like $250,000 condo in Scottsdale, Arizona. Like I'm buying that thing. That's what I want.
I'd do some of that too, but also be my drug den. But my thing,
whatever.
I'm just saying, like my $1 million, purely selfish. Like that, I'm spending it all on me. Even the kids. Can I get no? Mm-hmm. No, you cannot. This is your daddy's.
I want a place where I can jump into a pool.
Or I could be upstanding. And Mike, you're right. There's a lot of very positive things that happen as a result. Yeah. But I still got a few wild oats, man.
Yeah.
Well, you're allowed to have wild oats.
You could be an upstanding. You just got to be.
Yeah, but if you're upstanding, no one knows what your wild oats are. So either you're hiding them very well, in which case they're wrong about you, or you have none. I can't imagine that.
Yeah, plus, if you're an upstanding member of the community, there's a chance you might fall. And when you fall, that's horrible. We were just talking about Justin Tucker. That's
sure
falling. Now, if that's just me doing that, I don't know that guy.
But that's not being an upstanding member of the community.
I know that. But you thought he was.
Right.
You thought Joel Osteen was a good guy until a hurricane happened.
Right. The question is not, do people perceive you as an upstanding member of the community? It is, are you an upstanding member of the community?
Is that how it's phrased? Are you?
Let me see how he phrased it.
Now listen.
Would you rather be known as an upstanding pillar of the community?
All right.
Or have $1 million?
I think it's better to be known as the upstanding pillar of the community. I mean, you still have fun on some level, but whatever you're doing with your free time, you're doing some good for the community, right?
If you have $1 million, you can also do good for the community.
Yeah, but
I think sometimes it's just a matter of not being a D. There's a ton of people that donate a ton of money who are complete a-holes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, that's
like
Caleb
said.
Yeah, so it's like, all right, you donated a bunch of money, you still suck and are rude to people.
Right.
I think those. Are you taking $1 million?
I take the $1 million,
yeah.
I think more people that do that donate their time more so than their money.
Well, the money's the tax write-off. Your time is like it's your time.
Yeah, exactly. Reason we asked, would you rather be known as an upstanding pillar in the community,
like Mike,
or have $1 million? A lucky lottery player, he bought a $1 million scratch-off ticket at a gas station in Warren County in New Jersey last month.
Hey.
After passing on a chance to keep an unclaimed $100 bill. Now, the winner, who chose to remain anonymous, he purchased 3 Power 20 times 20X tickets at a mini mart in Phillipsburg, New Jersey, according to the lottery. The $1 million ticket cost $20 and was the third and final top prize ticket among the 7 million sold for the game. Now, lottery officials said the winner believed that karma played a role in the win because the player found a $100 bill on the counter but opted not to keep the money after checking with 2 other customers to make sure that they had not left the cash behind. Now, instead, the player asked the clerk to put the money in an envelope in case anyone returned for it. The person then bought 3 tickets.
Clerk was like, yeah,
I'll do that.
Yeah, you got it, man.
Sure, an envelope. The last of which was the grand prize winner, so he spent $60. I see it, and I turn around. There's a person at the ATM and 2 people waiting in line. I said, did someone leave this here? Everyone's saying, just keep it. I feel that if you take something that's not yours, you'll never get your own. And everyone there just looked at me like I was nuts. The winner plans to buy a modest house and a reliable vehicle. Now, I do this a lot. Back to being the idiot who buys the scratch-off tickets. There are many times where I go in there, and there is either a scratch-off or a mega or Powerball ticket that has fallen and has not gone all the way down, or someone forgot it and left it in the drawer. I will always take that up to the counter and give it to the woman who works there and say, hey, somebody left this. If they come back, whatever. Because I believe in that karma.
How's it paid off?
I haven't won a thing.
Okay.
I believe in that karma, though. I believe that that's the right thing to do.
You're
Also,
doing it.
also, I believe this. If for some reason that would be like $1 million winner on Powerball or something,
I don't think you would.
I'd turn that thing in and they go like, oh, no, that's Carla Johnson. She forgot it in the thing because we have all her tracking number and when she bought it and the time.
But
and the credit
here's
card
the difference.
And all the things.
Here is the difference. The other thing is you believe that their odds of those tickets being lottery winners are as slim as yours, right?
Yep.
And that's the joy of the lottery, is that you got such a weak chance of getting it. This guy found a $100 bill. This is cash. I mean, you just pick it up.
Oh, yeah. There's no, yeah.
It works 100% of the time. Do you think that you would have given a $100 bill to give to the clerk to pretend he's going to put it in the envelope, or, right, and bought some crap of that, or would you have turned it in and then you happen to hit $1 million? I don't know if I get past the first 100. I'm at the counter. There's a $100 bill. I even offer it to 2 people at the ATM. They're like, not mine.
The thing is, they have cameras. My mind says that's a setup. Anyone could say, hey, I left a $100
Setup for what?
Let me check the closed circuit footage and see if I can see if you really did leave it on the counter or if someone came and took it.
I mean, a scratch-off ticket, though, is only worth so much.
Right.
So I get you. I would take it back. Maybe somebody comes in. If I get to an ATM and there's just a $100 bill hanging out, I'm just going to take it.
All right, so your
ATM,
situation.
ATM, yes.
So ATM, you're taking it.
ATM, yes. I don't know why. I don't know why that changes things. I'm not sure exactly.
What about you, Mike? $100 in the ATM cash. Do you turn it into the bank and say someone left this in here, or a $100 bill sitting on a countertop?
I'm one that would turn it in because again, I believe in good karma.
The ATM.
Yeah.
At the $100 bills in the ATM.
Because I've had that happen to me. Look, I left, I think, $40 at a grocery store.
Thank you very much. You did, yes.
Exactly. and I even thought about it after I had left. I was like, I can try to go back in there and find it, but I know damn well nobody turned it in. Nobody put it back there, and I felt.
So you're going to be the one guy.
That's right.
But wait, you didn't even go back?
No. I was way too far beyond it at that point.
So think about it. You find a $100 bill, you turn it in. That person who left it there, if they have the same attitude as you, they're not even going to go back and check anyway.
Well, then I will get the $100 after it checks out. That
is not how you already turned it in. It's gone.
All right. Well, I got good karma.
All right, man.
I just can't believe this guy won based on the odds. So I started, just the odds and how many. So this was the 4th tickets out of, as far as $1 million. Oh, third and final top prize. So that means out of 7,300,000 tickets sold at $20 a piece, there were 3 $1 million ticket winners. 3.
And he got one of them.
Out of 7,305,000. Those odds are ridiculous.
Yes.
They are absolutely ridiculous. I'm saying, like, with my scratch off, there's no way in hell.
Are you bitter?
I just, once I've looked at these numbers, I'm like, God damn it, man. There's only $3 million winners out of 7,305 tickets at $20 a piece. You telling me the lottery ain't making money? Golly, why are we paying taxes?
All right, well, here's somebody here. They said, hey, the same thing happened to me, except it was a $20 scratch off that somebody left in the machine. Gave it to the clerk. The clerk kept it for a week. Nobody claimed it. I came back, and I won nothing.
The clerk already scratched the ticket. They just bought another one and put it in there, just so you know. Here you go, kid.
It didn't hit.
Yeah, look, I scratched it already. More of the random Would You Rather question coming up, 206-803-ROCK.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive. Most of you aren't just listening right now. You're driving, cleaning, and even exercising. But what if you could be saving money by switching to Progressive? Drivers who save by switching save nearly $750 on average. And auto customers qualify for an average of 7 discounts. Multitask right now. Quote today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $744 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2022 and May 2023. Potential savings will vary. Discounts not available in all states and situations.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With non-stop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, there are great connection options to several European cities. Whether it's the romantic streets of Paris or the stunning beaches of Barcelona, Condor will start your vacation and make it even more memorable by offering comfortable and spacious cabins where you can sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
Hate doing cardio? Try brushing and flossing your teeth. I'm not talking about building up a sweat. I'm talking about building a healthier mouth for a healthier heart for a healthier you. Smile Generation trusted dentists look at your care through the lens of the mouth-body connection because what happens in the mouth plays a critical role for the rest of your body. To find a dentist near you committed to treating all of you, visit smilegeneration.com/confidence today and live longer, healthier, and happier with confidence unleashed.
Working as a dedicated Fidelity advisor, I always ask, what's important to you? I'll look at those priorities and goals alongside your full financial picture to build a comprehensive plan designed to help grow and protect your wealth. With proactive portfolio insights and an eye on taxes, I'm here to help you make the most of your money. I'm Laura Maxwell, and I'm a dedicated Fidelity advisor. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE, SIPC.
If you're an experienced pet owner, you already know that having a pet is 25% belly rubs, 25% yelling, drop it, and 50% groaning at the bill from every pet visit. Which is why Lemonade Pet Insurance is tailor-made for your pet and can save you up to 90% on vet bills. It can help cover checkups, emergencies, diagnostics, basically all the stuff that makes your bank account get nervous. Claims are filed super easily through the Lemonade app and half get settled instantly. Get a quote at lemonade.com/pet and they'll help cover the vet bill for whatever your pet swallowed after you yelled, drop it.
I feel like it's a country and western intro.
It does kind of have that, yeah.
Like we're riding horses. The horse chick does yoga. Coming into town. One horse town till we got here. Oh, who sucks last? Coming up at 4:30. In the meantime, it is our random Would You Rather question, 206-803-ROCK.
You shared the story with us about the guy in New Jersey. He found $100 in cash on the counter at a convenience store. He didn't steal it. He gives it to the cashier, then buys a scratch-off lottery ticket, wins $1 million, right? Good thing. Then we had the discussion, like, I don't even know if I'd have given $100 back, blah, blah, blah.
Well, just understand this. As I have gotten older, the answer has obviously changed.
Yeah, they do.
And
talking about it outside. When I'm 30, I'm keeping that $100, man.
Up until 40, I'm keeping that $100.
Really?
I don't know what the hell's happened. I really don't. I guess it's a feeling of guilt.
Yeah,
maybe that's it. I don't know. I just got to the point where I'm
I feel guilt? I can't.
I just feel like this is like a setup, and I'm going to end up on television. Like,
what kind of setup is that?
It's one of those.
What would you do?
Would this guy have taken the $100?
Yes.
Because the woman who came in before did not and gave it back.
That's her.
Now
No, I'm taking it.
Now look at this guy. What a jackass. And here I am, like on some show.
Look, on national TV, I still feel like I'm 50-50. Like, yes, I am the guy that would take that. Who's with me? A bunch of half the hands ago. But anyway, somebody here says, look, around last Christmas, I found a lady's wallet and a shopping cart at Fred Meyer. I took a kid. It says, I found out she lived a mile north of me. I returned her wallet to her husband. They gave him $20.
Yeah, too bad they were divorced.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's a finder's fee, too.
What? Are you going to tell them that?
No, I mean, if they ask, but if you find a wallet with a few $100s and it's all 20s, like, take $40.
You're saying
Well,
just take
you're
$40.
saying-
So wait, I'll return. I found your wallet, sir. I'll return most of your money.
80% of it.
Yeah, it's like $400. If it was $400, I think me taking $40.
What if
But
they,
you've done this before you give me my wallet.
But
This
what
is
if,
what I'm
but
asking.
what if they knew they had $100 and said, hey, you know what? If you wouldn't have taken that $40, I was just going to give you the $100 for returning my wallet.
Well, I did you the favor.
Correct.
You did.
That's why I,
I
give you the
drove to your
100.
house and dropped it off.
And my
I'm saying.
dog
I would-
thanks you because this is the money I needed for
I
his
would have
life-saving
given
surgery.
you $100
How
for
do you
doing
know
all
I
those
took
things.
it?
Because I just went to the ATM, and that's why I was at the Fred Meyer.
You're not paying attention to crap.
Here's
you left
the
your whole
receipt.
goddamn wallet at the Fred Meyer.
I love that this is Ted's argument. I'm just picturing you on someone's front doorstep. Not took $40, man.
You know
Matthew.
what? Give me 60 more.
Random.
Maybe I have something else of yours that you don't know about.
Right.
Mike, I'll bring that note next time.
Thank you, sir.
I sent Mike a message. I said, sorry I was late. I was pooping. He said, bring a note next time.
Bring a note.
Excuses.
Hello, Mark. Welcome to the men's room.
Hey, hola, guys.
Hola.
Mark, welcome to the program. Random question. Or the random would you rather question. Let's see. Okay. Mark, would you rather get arrested while naked and everyone knows that you got arrested while you were naked? Or you could injure yourself during sex, we'll say a penis fracture, but nobody knows except for the person that you were with. So you could either injure yourself, fracture your penis, or get arrested while naked and everybody knows that you were arrested while naked.
Do I get $1 million with it?
No,
Nope.
you do not. Both these situations suck.
Then I'm going to go naked, man. I got nothing to lose anymore.
So you're
I'm
going
right
to get
there with
arrested
that.
while naked.
Yeah, I'm going. I get arrested naked.
Okay, all right.
Like, listen.
Circumstances are different on all these stories.
But I still fractured my penis. Like, no matter why I got arrested naked.
So is Dennis Rodman. He's done it 3 times. He's still around. He's probably still having sex.
It could be trespass. It could be anything. I just happen to be naked. Right? That's it. That's all. Like, they say, why were you naked? Like, I don't know. I was probably drunk.
Question.
But fracturing my penis, even if no one else knows, I know. I had to go through that experience. And
I heard it's incredibly painful.
This is exactly
Is
what
it
I'm
at the
saying.
bottom? Does it happen in the middle, or does it happen at the top?
I don't know.
I don't know this either. I don't know. Like when you mess up your knee, you know where you know it's the knee.
Right.
But a
I'm
penis.
taking fractured penis. It's like, to me, that says I have gained enough length that I can fracture it.
Correct.
Wow.
But also, you fractured it.
I think you can fracture
Dennis
it.
Rodman's still having sex.
He is still having sex, but he doesn't brag about fracturing his penis. Like, it sucks.
But it's a war story. You were laying it down so
Correct.
damn good that I
But wait,
broke it.
nobody knows.
Yeah,
So
you-
all
yeah,
you've
that's up to
done
me.
is fracture your
That's,
penis.
that's fine. I don't want everybody to see me getting arrested naked. I don't want people seeing me naked. I certainly don't want them seeing me naked and handcuffed.
I'm all fine with me and Horse Girl getting after it, and then I get it broken, but nobody knows about it.
I'm with Mike. If I'm naked and handcuffed, she better be doing some
Did you
kinky
guys,
stuff.
did you guys see the story about the guy at the who was in a shed for sale in a Lowe's parking
Oh,
lot?
it's our shot of the day.
Okay, I won't give you the rest of it. Okay,
that was
I'll
like-
save that one then for you.
Right.
But that was,
I don't want to be that headline, Miles.
All right.
But if
Radio
you're
producer
arrested
how low can you go, buddy?
Lowe's knows.
Yes, they do.
Look, you could be that guy, or you could just be trespassing. You could, I don't know. You got drunk and you're running down the street. We don't know. It's not that you could have robbed a bank naked.
Sure.
You know, that's some odd respect.
I'm
right
still
there.
naked.
But fracturing my penis, here's the thing. If everyone knew I fractured my penis, hopefully there's a decent story behind it. We know what the story is, but in this case, no one knows. That just means I suffered what in my mind is a horrific injury, and it can't even be shared. I don't want that experience. I'd rather just say, yes, I was naked. Because the naked thing, no one cares about the crime. They care that you're naked. No matter what I did, the only question I get is, why were you naked? That's it. I can live with that.
But then everybody that you know
knows that I was arrested
they will
naked.
bring it back up.
They will. I've admitted that I kidnapped someone. Like, I can live with this.
You will end up.
But I have not fractured my penis. I don't want to fracture my penis. And if I do fracture my penis, I want everyone to frickin' know.
Yes.
But in this case, no one knows.
Okay. We'll start with the being naked in public. And everybody knows. And it becomes a news story. We go to Lawrence, Kansas. A man is in custody after allegedly resisting arrest and attacking police officers and his own dog during a violent struggle at a Lawrence gas station. Lawrence police responded to a disturbance just before 3 o'clock in the afternoon at Casey's General Store. Employees reported the man was refusing to leave the store's bathroom and had brought a dog inside with him. Now, when officers arrived, they found that the man was now naked, and police say the man refused to comply with commands and began fighting officers who tried to arrest him. They used a taser once. They used a taser twice, but the man continued to resist arrest. The man then allegedly bit his own dog's ear and neck and refused to release his grip, according to the cops.
On his dog.
That is correct. Police said several officers suffered minor injuries trying to get this guy off of his dog.
And he's naked the entire time.
One officer was treated at a hospital for a bite wound allegedly inflicted by the naked suspect. The dog suffered injuries and was transported to the Lawrence Humane Society for evaluation and surgery and care.
Jesus.
So that's what that guy did while naked, which is impressive. To be tased and injure multiple officers. Look, you're naked. You're naked. You don't really have the footing.
This guy did.
You don't have the balance. You don't have anything. Yeah, you're basically just, without grip. It's like kind of like fighting in flip-flops. You know what I'm saying?
But I feel like the cop is like, I went to work today. I had to wrestle a naked man, which already sucks, and the naked man's dog. One of them bit me. It was not the dog.
But most people fight barefoot.
In a bathroom, in a gas station. To me, that's like tile floor.
Yeah.
Little bed. I mean, I don't know.
Maybe they can switch up the octagon to have the wet tile floor.
Right. Like I've walked into it. I've forgotten my flip-flops enough to walk into a gym locker room without, my shoes on. And it's a weird feeling. It's a weird, slick feeling. So, okay, on the other side of this, a penis fracture. A survey asked people what sex-related injuries they have suffered. Have you guys ever suffered a sex-related injury?
No.
I mean, like a leg cramp.
Yeah, I got a Charlie horse once, which sucked, but I wouldn't call that an injury.
I got a black eye once.
You said you had a black guy, or you had a black eye?
I had a black eye. Still waiting for the black eye.
What was his name?
Troy.
I had a bloody nose one time.
You got headbutted as well, then?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. But I got a black eye. Almost two of them.
Wasn't her head.
Oh. Yeah.
Was that at the moment?
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I think I
wasn't it worth it?
Oh, damn right it was.
This is our world. This is our world. So I wake up and I'm like, oh my God, look at this thing. It's just ridiculous. So I come into work and Steve, you go like, what happened to you? I go, you're not going to believe this. I walked right into a corner of my wall last night. And you were like, okay. And I'm like, whew. I don't have to explain this one. Jesus Christ. Yeah, totally. Like black and green on the inside. I don't know if you remember that. It was like took 3 or 4 days to get rid of it. But
you got headbutted.
I got headbutted, totally.
Intentionally?
During sex?
Yes.
So the back of somebody's head.
No, it was her forehead.
Hit my face. No, it wasn't.
Boom. That's how she
Get off me. Get off me.
It was face to face, man. She liked to wild.
It was
And no offense, well, I guess full offense, but I could believe both. If you came in on a Monday, said I got headbutted during sex, I'm like, all right. If you said I got headbutted, I'd be like, all right.
I believe that too. So, survey says,
hey, what'd you say?
Yeah. So,
how much did you drink?
Okay.
85% chance it was a chick.
All right.
I told you after one of our events a couple years ago, I won't say the name of the bar, but it's in Miles' neighborhood. So we had all been together, and then me and my buddy went over there as we wanted to get some food. And we like this bar.
Yeah.
Miles walks in, just like, doesn't even notice us. We're sitting with his buddy.
All right.
And he walks in, and that bartender pulled him, a tall shot.
And a beer, like.
Right. Right. And then, so then I ordered one, and the guy gave it. I was like, no. Oh, I want one of those Miles ones. I'm trying to get my money worth. I get it. You spent enough money in there. I was hey, give me one of the goblets.
This is a pint. Yeah. So, survey says they found that most people get injured in the dog position. So
no.
That is the most hazardous, and that's how I got black eyes. Or green or whatever.
Black eyes.
Black eyes.
Now there's two of them.
Sure, yeah.
Black-eyed peas. Also, about 24% admitted to experiencing some kind of injury while either helping a lady out, compared to just 16%
Mike
of
gives
women.
the thumbs up. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. When it feels like you're in a vice.
Yeah. Pop that eardrum.
Yeah, baby. Leave my nose alone.
All right, so 2% of people surveyed said they had broken a bone. Most of the time, that would be falling off the bed or just slipping in the shower, one of those kind of deals. 3% had a penis fracture, a broken penis, or, on the flip side, a stuck foreign object.
Yeah.
I have been there before.
Front or back?
Front.
Yeah, I've done.
I've lost a prophylactic, so to speak.
You've never had that experience?
No, sir.
You look
It's
down
like the claw machine.
You look down, it's just a ring around the
right,
rosy.
but your hand
You're like,
disappears.
there's a ring. There's no rest.
Yeah.
And you go, no, when did this come off?
Yeah.
At what point did this come off?
You know it came off before it should have.
And for 35 days, your heart's just going like, oh, my God. I looked down, and there was a ring there. And that was it. And that's why I named you Joey. You know, like, your mind's racing. When you see that, you're like, oh, my God, not with her.
Yeah. I know exactly.
No. Please. You gotta get it out. Ooh. Depending on your type of fun, hemorrhoids or an anal tear is also a common sex-related injury.
Also the name of my band,
Both of those,
anal tear.
5% of people have had that. Women on the front side, 11%, have had a vaginal situation that way.
Oh, geez.
A vaginal
So
tear?
basically, the
how big is that penis?
the natural,
go black?
the natural
Kilo Dale's responsible for 98%.
episiotomy. Yeah, just the
Sorry
natural.
about that, girl.
Yeah.
I kind of gave you the ball. That's why you had to sign the waiver.
16% have had a back injury.
Yeah,
that's,
I can believe
that's
that.
the most believable, I believe, out of that, but it's not even close. UTI, 23%.
Sure.
That's pretty common. Pulled muscle at 39%.
All right, Charlie Horse. There we are.
Bruises at 54%.
Sure.
Absolutely.
That wasn't intentional.
Do you guys know the number one sex-related injury?
Ooh. We've covered cramps.
Ted used to get this all the time as a kid.
Gout.
Back to bloody noses?
Not
as a kid.
He get it all the time. I had him. He had him.
Pneumonia.
Every friend with a basement had it. Playing knee football, carpet burns.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Carpet
All
burns.
right.
Yeah,
I'm like chicken pox.
Oh, no.
I
got a shingle shot, man. I'm good.
Man, I'd have sex with some chick and you get chicken pox. Because it's not even as cool as like a sexually transmitted disease. It's not like I got a cold. Like, dude, you're getting chicken pox, man. Dude, you have chicken pox? Yeah.
The hell, man?
I slept with Tina, man.
We had a sleepover.
I got chicken pox, dude.
Don't scratch it, man. It's bad for you.
That's what I can't stand reading about the Diddy case. This is one thing after another. UTIs, this, that. Like, how much lube do you need? Everything I read, I'm just like, golly, this is crazy.
Well, and the UTIs, I mean, you never gave anybody a chance to go urinate.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it's called. Freak down, freak out, freak
offs.
Freak offs, yeah.
That's a freak off.
Rules of the freak off, bro.
You can't use the bathroom.
How do you establish these rules? Like, is there ladies and gentlemen, a few rules go over before the freak off officially begins. If you need to urinate, do it now. Because once we get going, it ain't going to happen.
I think there's ways to tell. Right? Like there's certain words or whatever, or just actions. You know what I mean? Like there's friends you. How should I say this? You might be involved with a couple. I don't know. Like you and your buddy might be involved with a chick, but like
Okay,
you know
right.
that buddy. You've obviously said something to each other. Like, all right, we're cool. You know, separate it. Like, I feel like by the time you got. By the time, don't touch my thigh. But by the time
separate ends. I don't think you need to say that. Hey, man, just separate ends.
But I also think by the time you got to the point where he was inviting you to the freak offs, like he must have known you were into that kind of stuff.
Well, yeah, but I just feel like he had more rules than what I would think in,
Like
Your typical freak off.
Like if years ago somebody said you want to go to the Hamptons and go to Diddy's white party, I would have said sure. But like at the end of the night, right? It's like, do you want to stay for the freak off? I've probably been like, no.
Really?
Yeah.
I'd have been like, let me see what that's about.
I'm just going with numbers. There's just too many. Too many people involved.
I know someone we could probably get a hold of and ask how crazy it is, but I just don't. I think it's just completely inappropriate to bring it up
to a Diddy party.
No, just to someone who knows a little bit more about that world, probably more so than other people.
All right,
but
who's this person?
Right. Hang on.
Why would it be inappropriate if saying, look, we're having a conversation, we're ignorant of the information?
I mean, he worked for him for like 6-7 years.
Yeah.
You got to know something, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
He would know.
Okay.
I would think
He'd be suspicious of something.
But everything I've read is that he had parties and there was levels of like what you got invited to.
Okay.
So like I think I would have been invited to like the daytime and then like ends at midnight. And so what happens after midnight? It's like, well,
Diddy parties.
You got to go.
What if it's a daytime freak off? All the women wear pasties.
Well, that's the issue. It's like, but there's so many dudes. That's what I'm saying. Like, I just
the ratio.
A red flag, right? Just like there's too many people involved.
Right, but most of them are dudes.
Like, let's say Mike. Right, Mike.
There's more stories about male prostitutes being there than female.
Yeah,
correct.
Yes,
right. Like when I went to the
wrong.
Bunny Ranch, it was a bunch of women.
Yeah.
Now, if it was like I don't know, like I'm just saying, like I just would have been like. But wait a minute, why is there like 10 dudes here and 2 chicks?
All right, Ted.
I'm not into
I can
that.
finally get my black guy.
Who's the hottest chick in your mind right now?
Oh, it's a tough one. Between Sydney Sweeney and Tate McRae.
All right. We have Sydney Sweeney and Tate McRae. We're going to have an orgy.
All right.
Both of them are going to be there. And 15 dudes. Are you in?
Out.
That's a quick tap out.
Do I
Mike.
have to interact with the guys?
I don't know. It's your orgy.
So that's
I'm just saying they're going to be
That's my
there.
issue. I'm not going to say details, but I have been somewhere once. The woman was very attractive.
Yeah.
The guy was very touchy. And they invited me somewhere, and I said no.
Because the guy was too touchy?
I was convinced that I was going to have to do something with the guy. It's just not my thing. Nothing wrong with it. Just not my thing.
Even then, you're going to have to do stuff with the guy.
I know another person with a story, by the way.
I know.
Two of them.
Good God, man. Well,
Yeah, like he kissed me on the cheek when I left, and I was
Really?
like,
All right.
I'm not going to come visit you. Thank you
But he
for the
thought you were
invite.
good looking. See, that's nice.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been wild.
are you going to it would have been wild, bro. You're going to be wild.
The problem with the 2 hot women, whoever it is at the top of your list, the 2 hot women that are on the top of your list, plus the 15 dudes.
I have Kathy Bates and Rosie O'Donnell.
You're going to be riding the bench a lot during that session.
You don't know
So you
that.
can't be just broing down with the other dudes that are over there.
But
It's your orgy, man.
You're
I'm just
naked.
saying, look, these are the numbers.
If it's
This
my
is
orgy,
who's
the
going to be
15
there.
dudes ain't there.
Look, it's like being at Golden Corral and there's like only one piece of chicken left on the buffet. Like by the time it's your turn to get up there, there's like one dried out lean scoop of potatoes in the corner. Like they haven't restocked it yet. That's kind of what you're getting.
Yes.
You're getting a one bony rib. That's
It's
looks
also
it's got
like
gristle
They
on
go
it.
for first dibs, man.
It's like laying on the
That's what I'm
floor
saying.
of a
Like, you
diner.
can't wait around.
It's like you're laying on the floor of a diner, and this waitress has to walk over top of you, and that tray is full of liquids and juices. Something's going to spill.
Oh.
Oh, no.
Good times.
I don't want orange juice or hot coffee on me.
What's the most number of dudes you would have? If those are the 2 chicks that are going to be involved, right? We've taken it down from 15. How many dudes are allowable? And look, you get your shot, man.
Do I know them?
I'm about to say, are they your buddies?
No.
Does that make it better or worse?
Oh, I'd rather.
Like if if you and Marshawn were in there.
You got to. Steve's right. You got to jump in first.
Wait, it's
you
can
go
you
to that-
pick the buddy that's with you?
Yeah.
Right, 'cause there's a lot
You
of
still
people I
gotta go
know. Some I feel better than others. Like some, we probably high five. Others, I'd be like, I'm sorry you're here, man.
Right. You got that friend that's just a little too gung ho to be there.
No, I'm thinking the exact opposite.
I think you got to go first, right out of the gate, and just make sure that everyone else is behind you.
Yeah, for
Because
sure.
they're not.
I don't know,
Again,
man.
though, I don't think that's how these parties were working. That's the issue.
I know that.
So I'm just saying, judging
look.
from just looking at the numbers, just go, oh, you got a full squad, man. I'll play next week.
It's like you open up that pizza box, man. It was a pepperoni pizza, but there's one slice left, and it was the bubble piece, and all the cheese slid off, and everyone else got that.
And there's no pepperoni for you.
And there's a half a piece of pepperoni for. They cut it in half, and it's the only piece on there.
Right. You got invited to a pizza party. The only thing left is veggie.
Yeah. Who Sucks Last is coming up at 4:30. And we've got your emails coming up next to the men's room at KISW.com.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With non-stop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, there are great connection options to several European cities. Whether it's the romantic streets of Paris or the stunning beaches of Barcelona, Condor will start your vacation and make it even more memorable by offering comfortable and spacious cabins where you can sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
Hate doing cardio? Try brushing and flossing your teeth. I'm not talking about building up a sweat. I'm talking about building a healthier mouth. For a healthier heart, for a healthier you. Smile Generation trusted dentists look at your care through the lens of the mouth-body connection, because what happens in the mouth plays a critical role for the rest of your body. To find a dentist near you committed to treating all of you, visit smilegeneration.com/confidence today and live longer, healthier, and happier with confidence unleashed.
Working as a dedicated Fidelity advisor, I always ask, what's important to you? I'll look at those priorities and goals alongside your full financial picture to build a comprehensive plan designed to help grow and protect your wealth. With proactive portfolio insights and an eye on taxes, I'm here to help you make the most of your money. I'm Laura Maxwell, and I'm a dedicated Fidelity advisor. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE, SIPC.
Do you think astronauts fight over elbow room? Probably. Because advanced tech doesn't always mean more space. Until now. Introducing the Hyundai Ioniq 9. A 3-row electric SUV with over 300 miles of range, ultra-fast charging capability, and lots of space. The all-new Hyundai Ioniq 9. Space in an EV. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for more details.
Ioniq 9 is available in extremely limited quantities at select dealers in select states only. EPA estimated range based on fully charged battery. For comparison purposes only. Actual range will vary based on several factors.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Fly Condor Airlines non-stop to Frankfurt and connect effortlessly to most European destinations. Relax and start your vacation in comfort. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today and book your next adventure.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Hate doing cardio? Try brushing and flossing your teeth. I'm not talking about building up a sweat. I'm talking about building a healthier mouth for a healthier heart, for a healthier you. Smile Generation. Trusted dentists look at your care through the lens of the mouth-body connection, because what happens in the mouth plays a critical role for the rest of your body. To find a dentist near you, committed to treating all of you, visit smilegeneration.com/confidence today and live longer, healthier, and happier with confidence unleashed.
Cut to 4:30, the return of Who Sucks Less. But first time for a few emails from the men's room at KISW.com. Subject, croissant bread. Croissant bread is the best when it's fresh. You can just eat a piece all by itself. But a grilled cheese or a ham and Swiss, that's something like, oh my God, that is delicious. So
I'm going to have to get this, man.
If you bring the two worlds together, the grilled cheese on the croissant bread.
He's not wrong. There was definitely some mornings I would just get up, put a little butter on a piece and eat it.
Yeah. If it's croissant, it's
then
croissant.
You can't go wrong.
No. Subject, grilled cheese. As an avid food fan, here is the recipe for your best grilled cheese. Sargento makes... I'm an avid food fan. Here's the recipe. Sargento makes a thin-sliced sharp cheddar. Because, yes, cheddar will overpower this. Thin slice is perfect. Along with a slice of baby Swiss. then your child cheese, like American or Velveeta. You're welcome. That from Darren. Apparently a 3-cheese slice sandwich he makes.
Okay. All right.
Of 3 different varieties. On to the birthdays. Guys, long-time listener, first-time contactor. Congrats on 20 years. Been listening for all of them. If you could wish my baby girl, Coral, a happy 3rd birthday with a fish sandwich quartet, some Miles dad jokes, and Ted getting her pumped up for being 3 years old. That would be awesome. Thanks, guys. That from David.
Is it too early for a fish sandwich? Cheese and tartar on the side. I smell the fish sandwich, maybe some dill relish in the morning, at noon, and at night, and at night.
By the way, birthdays brought to you by Men's Room Roasted Red Salsa from San Juan Salsa Company.
Dip responsibly.
All right. I don't know if you're going to get these, but Coral, I'm giving them to you anyway. Whew. Here's one. Guys, I tried to eat a waffle on a beach in Southern California.
Oh, yeah?
It was a San Diego.
Okay. All right. Age appropriate.
Say that again?
I tried to eat a waffle on the beach in Southern California. It was a San Diego.
San Diego. Yeah, all right.
On the beach.
I'll start saying it like that. Yeah. Welcome to San Diego.
You know, Coral, sometimes you got to hand it to short people.
So they can't reach it?
Now was a joke right there.
Right after Short Kings Week.
Yep.
Shocking. Mm-hmm. No respect.
None.
What happens when the smog lifts in Los Angeles, Ted?
See the homeless?
UCLA. Probably both. And finally, Coral, this is one you're really going to enjoy. You know, if Mama Cass gave Karen Carpenter that ham and cheese sandwich, maybe they'd both be alive today. I didn't write that. Oh, God. Hello, fellas. Today is my lovely wife, Rebecca's 52nd trip around the sun. So can she get a fish sandwich, turtle sex, and Coke, Ted, telling her how to party tonight. Love the show, and thanks, bitches. That from Ryan.
Fish sandwich. Are you sure?
All right, Coke Ted. You want advice from Coke Ted? Here, it's pretty simple. 52. Make mistakes. Blow off work tomorrow. It's midweek. Go out, get blacked out drunk, do a bunch of drugs, and tomorrow, when you feel bad about it, do more drugs.
If you have them. All right, guys, here you go. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday to you, to you, to you.
Ya's a Dirty Germans, brought to you by Men's Room Original Sausage. Available through Uli's World Famous Sausage, mensroomlive.com, and other fine retailers. Schweinefleisch.
Thank you, Robin. A couple extra emails. Story about your mom. This was from Friday's Mother's Day episode. Guys catching up on the Odyssey app. When I was 6, my brother and mom went to see Bambi. In the part where Bambi's mom gets shot, my mom yelled, F! in a packed movie theater. I'll never forget it.
She didn't know that was going to happen.
First time probably hearing that ever. Yeah.
Well, nobody would have known, right? He said he saw him in the theater.
Oh, yeah. You're right. You're right.
You know?
Yep.
Oh, they shot her mama.
I remember I did that on a plane with Squid Games.
You yelled out loud?
Right. We were coming back from Milwaukee. I had no idea what Squid Games is. My buddy's like, here, have the other thing. Earplug. And then I might have had a few beverages before I got on this flight.
Okay.
But it's one of those scenes where somebody gets executed, but just brutally. And I just kind of reacted, same thing, like, oh, ass. And like jumped out of my seat. And
always cool on a plane.
Yeah, I was just like, oh. And then my buddy next to me literally had to be like, Squid Games.
Just letting you know, everybody. And finally, this is a really nice email, guys. Honest to God.
Mike, you know that's a true story.
This says, thank you from a grateful NICU family, dear Men's Room crew, all the Bacholas. I want to take a moment to thank you guys for everything you do. For the past month, my partner and I have been making daily drives to and from the UW NICU to visit our baby, who was born early and has needed a lot of care. Now, as you can imagine, it's been an emotional roller coaster, stressful, exhausting, full of uncertainty every day on those drives. Your show has been a much-needed escape. You made us laugh when we didn't think we had it in us, helped us feel a little more normal during a time that's been anything but, and remind us that life still has humor and light even in the darkest moments. We look forward to the familiar voices, the stories, the jokes, and the energy you guys bring. You've truly helped us carry through some of the longest and heaviest of days. So thank you guys for being a part of our journey, whether you knew it or not. With much appreciation, that from DJ and from Tammy.
Hey, man, good luck to your kid, man.
Yeah, absolutely. For real. All right, count up at 5:08. We will drink and toast with a shot of the day, but first.
Now, the men's room wants to know who sucks less?
Hey, time for Who Sucks Less. See the thrill who you bring us 3 stories from the news each and every week. They always suck. It is up to us, though, to determine out of the 3 stories which one sucks the least. Now, if you happen to like KISW on Facebook, X, and Instagram, the debate is already underway on Who Sucks Less.
Yeah, so today it's all about the poops. Everybody poops. There's even a book for children called Everybody Poops. I don't know if the book points this out, but it should add, and most people poop in a toilet. But not our competitors today. All 3 of them, they had to go. They just had different places they wanted to do it. Miles, I apologize for not having the poop story about the car hood.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
No problem.
That was a good one.
No problem.
So you might remember this story
a
from yesterday. Yeah, I know. It's like, good God.
She just unloaded on that car.
She did. Did you see it, Mike?
No.
Oh, it's a road rager.
And
She just walks around the front, drops,
yeah,
all over the
jumps up on this dude's hood. And
I mean, you are amazed by this.
And then she got arrested. It was like, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No shame in that game.
Yeah, she meant it. She owned her moment. You might remember this story from yesterday. An Amazon delivery driver, they were fired after she was caught on home surveillance video relieving herself on 2 front porches while dropping off packages in Los Angeles. So they say it took place on Sunday in the city's Woodland Hills home, and the unnamed driver, well, she was literally caught with her pants down. Amazon, of course, says all the right things. We're deeply disturbed by the unacceptable behavior. Boy, did she have to go. I just added the last part. But the driver is first seen on home security camera walking away from the home, seemingly pulling her pants up. And then there's the poop left behind on the bottom of a set of outdoor stairs. These are the stairs to walk into your home. She left a pile of feces. Ooh. If that was not enough, a neighbor decided to check their security footage, caught the same delivery driver urinating inside of a wooden gate at their home, and even appears to be staring right at the camera. You watching that video, Mike? The driver, not identified, but will not be working for Amazon anytime soon. So the pee in the yard I can deal with. Pooping on someone's front step, come on.
Yeah, I mean, she's just out there.
Good work.
Our second story.
Oh, no.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Fly Condor Airlines non-stop to Frankfurt and connect effortlessly to most European destinations. Relax and start your vacation in comfort. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today and book your next adventure.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. What if comparing car insurance rates was as easy as putting on your favorite podcast? With Progressive, it is. Just visit the Progressive website to quote with all the coverages you want. You'll see Progressive's direct rate, then their tool will provide options from other companies so you can compare. All you need to do is choose the rate and coverage you like. Quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Hate doing cardio? Try brushing and flossing your teeth. I'm not talking about building up a sweat. I'm talking about building a healthier mouth for a healthier heart, for a healthier you. Smile Generation. Trusted dentists look at your care through the lens of the mouth-body connection, because what happens in the mouth plays a critical role for the rest of your body. To find a dentist near you, committed to treating all of you, visit smilegeneration.com/confidence today. And live longer, healthier, and happier with confidence unleashed.
Do you think astronauts fight over elbow room? Probably. Because advanced tech doesn't always mean more space. Until now. Introducing the Hyundai Ioniq 9. A 3-row electric SUV with over 300 miles of range, ultra-fast charging capability, and lots of space. The all-new Hyundai Ioniq 9. Space in an EV. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for more details.
Ioniq 9 is available in extremely limited quantities at select dealers in select states only. EPA estimated range based on fully charged battery. For comparison purposes only. Actual range will vary based on several factors.
Oh, this Bosch miter saw really is smooth. Feeling smooth. Who said that?
It's your inner Bosch, baby. I'm that scoobity-bebop smooth feeling you get when you make smooth cuts with that moobity-mibbity-mibbity-mubbity-mider saw.
So I'll just keep ski-bop sawing then?
Now you're getting it. Beep-bop, beat-up, wow, mider saw is my
The
favorite.
more you Bosch, the more you feel like a
Bosch.
I'm just looking at it. Just the eye contact.
Oh, when they say she's looking at the camera, she is looking at the camera. All right, so now we go to Pennsylvania, where a York County woman, she's facing charges after quite the smelly crime inside of the gas station's beer cooler. You might remember her. We go to Hanover, where police there recently filed charges against 47-year-old Crystal Goss. She walked into a Royal Farms, went into the beer cave, and defecated on a shelf right next to the drinks for sale. Now, police say the incident happened last month, with store employees telling officers they saw a woman, later identified to be her, walk into the beer cooler just before 5 p.m. Inside the cooler, surveillance footage, well, it caught her pushing a case of beverages back onto a shelf, pulling down her pants, and then she defecated. Now, according to the affidavit for probable cause, they say, quote, did create a hazardous and physically offensive condition that served no legitimate purpose. Now, police, they were able to contact the owner of the gray SUV that she was seen driving, and later she was identified that day. Anyway, court documents state that due to her actions, the Royal Farms, they lost around $80 in product, and her charges include scattering rubbish, open lewdness, criminal mischief, and disorderly conduct. So she pooped in a beer cooler.
Okay.
And now we have our final lady today, a female passenger on the Southwest Airlines flight to Chicago. She stripped down naked and pooped on her seat as the plane landed. Police officers are called to Chicago's Midway Airport as Flight 418 from Philadelphia was arriving, with one passenger shocking the cabin by taking off her clothes and emptying her bowels on the plane seat. Quote, our teams are reaching out to those on board, and we apologize for the situation. Any delay to the travel plans. That from Southwest. They say nothing is more important to us than the safety of our customers and employees, and we appreciate the professionalism of our flight crew, who meanwhile were saying, you've got to effing be kidding.
Jesus.
Now, it's not clear what happened to the passenger. I believe she was arrested, and the plane was taken out of service for cleaning. So there you go. We got 3 poopers today. We have an Amazon driver that inexplicably took a dump on the front steps of someone's house. We have the woman in Pennsylvania who walked into the beer cooler of a convenience store and took a dump next to the product. And finally, the passenger on Southwest Airlines who, as the plane is landing, decides to strip naked and pop a squat on her seat.
I will say, first of all, I did not realize if you're not a beer fan, I had a friend with me. Like, she drinks. She likes wine and mixed cocktails.
Sure.
But we were going on a trip. And we stopped at a store, and she's like, what's this? And she's like, you can go in there? And I was like, yeah, man, it's the beer cave. It, like, blew her mind.
Really?
What? I was like, you've never walked into one of these? She was like, no, I had no idea you could. I was like, yeah. Like, a lot of gas stations are, I don't know. I just thought it was very
common. If it says employees only, some of those do.
Sure.
But if not, it's open game.
Especially if you want to get a case of beer.
Right.
Yes.
Especially a
It's
lot
cold.
of right, and they don't have all of it out, so it's just common knowledge. You just go back there.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes, hell, I might pop in there just to hang out. I don't know if I'm going to poop on anything.
I'm debating on the cooler or the plane.
As far as sucking the least?
The most.
The most. Okay.
Well, the lady on the plane, she just won it off before everybody else.
Right? You know that.
That's the only thing I've seen. Like, there's no real reason, and then she kind of freaked out.
She clearly freaked out. Whatever her situation was, that is not the way to handle it.
I'm going to give her a pass on. I don't think she was trying to make a scene.
The woman on an enclosed plane who stood up, stripped naked, and pooped on her seat, you do not believe she was trying to make
I think
a
she
scene.
was having a mental crisis. I don't think that,
Sure.
but I don't think that
she's still causing a scene.
She is definitely causing a
With
scene.
a
and there's
captive audience.
And there's a bat. That's what I'm saying.
There's no exit.
I am weighing these two things.
Yeah.
Because the person who went into the beer cooler, they knew damn well what they were doing, and it's still you're desecrating the beer. You're desecrating the liquor. That makes me mad.
Sure.
Because there's probably a bathroom close by that you could have used.
Right,
Now,
but also, hang on, but look, on a plane, there has to be a working bathroom.
Yes.
Gas stations do not necessarily have to have a working bathroom.
Correct.
So the beer lady might have, like, to me, hers seems like the most emergency one.
You think it was an emergency?
Yes. What, does she just hate beer?
I don't know. But look, the lady that jumped up on the plane, mental break, maybe. Maybe the chick that pooped in the beer cooler, same thing. Amazon driver, no. I mean, like, you knew what you were doing, man. You absolutely knew. But beer cooler lady, I don't know what the situation was. I do not know her motivation. But I feel like you could poop between cars. You could go behind the building, something. I don't know where this place is, but to walk into a Royal Farm and then poop in the beer cooler.
You didn't say it was a Rofo.
Yeah, it's a Royal Farms. Because there's also hot food there, right? It's not just like 7-Eleven. I mean, they have a whole sandwich area. There is food.
They might be storing cheese in there. You know, like
honestly, they've done great stuff. The last couple times I've been in one, it's been amazing.
Yeah, it is an amazing
But I also
place.
think, like, maybe she just walked in and that bathroom wasn't working. It seems odd that you would poop just in the beer cooler.
I think Amazon sucks the least in this matter.
Because it's outside.
I still think she could have found a bathroom. But
my thing is, I don't care that she even pooped in the yard. It's like you pooped on the stairs. Like if I found an Amazon driver and they delivered a package and they had to go and he's in my yard blowing one out, I'm not happy, but I appreciate that you've done the effort to maybe hit plants.
Mm-hmm.
If he is on my front steps, like, bro, honest to God, man, like, now I have an issue.
Here's the thing. Look, they should have a button on there that says, look, are you home when I'm delivering this package? Amazon will give you a $20 gift certificate if you will allow me to come in and use the bathroom at your place of residence.
I think it's a bad idea.
I'll be
because
like, all right, I say, like, I'll wait till you get here and I'm going to look at you. And then I'm going to make that judgment call.
Okay, so that's why they can't do it.
Yeah.
And also,
because people would like to use you just admitted it.
Yeah.
You?
No, you would kill this room.
Like when I was doing door-to-door sales and that guy let me poop in his bathroom,
yeah,
which he regretted.
Yes.
I can guarantee you he let me because I was a white guy in that neighborhood.
Oh, I was
now he won't even let white guys in.
It was Brick, New Jersey.
Oh, God, yeah.
Okay.
So here's the thing. I think Amazon sucks the most. Because I'm with you. Look, I get it. You got to go. But to specifically go on their porch is like, you're just being mean. And then to pee on another person's walkway, like, first of all, why weren't they done at the same time? Second of all.
Thank you. How do you control one and not the other? I digress. Right. They're both happening.
Yeah. So, like, that one to me is terrible. The woman on Southwest, I'll cut her some slack because she's insane.
You're making the assumption that she's insane, but like certifiably insane.
Yes, I'm thinking she just is absolutely having a mental crisis moment. She's naked. Most people don't even poop naked.
This is true.
I mean, look, I have absolutely nothing to back this up, but I'm going to say the woman in the walk-in cooler sucks the least. I'm thinking
they had to shut that thing down. They had to completely clean it out. Everything had to be thrown away.
Hey, I get it. I'm saying the bathroom wasn't working or something. This poor woman just had to go and wet. You know what I mean?
You could have gone in the bushes.
You're not wrong in the sense of if I'm inside and this is going to happen, I refuse to poop in my pants. That has to be an accident, right? But if you know you got time, you're right. I'd probably grab the beer cooler.
Okay.
Look, I don't know about Miles, but I know when I
wouldn't do it in a beer cooler.
When I had to poop at the world's most famous goddamn beer garden in the world, the amount of pee I had to wipe off that toilet was tremendous.
It was a lot.
But I had to poop.
Like
if I was like, I can't poop at this table while we're sitting here.
You're not going to go to the beer cooler.
Yeah.
Right. But if there was no doors or anything open, I probably would have hid in the back and pooped on a barrel.
Great privacy, though. The seams on those bathroom doors, those stalls in Germany.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's as tight as like a BMW or Mercedes door.
You'll see nothing.
Show of the Day's coming up at 5:08. You are listening to The Men's Room.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With non-stop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, there are great connection options to several European cities. Whether it's the romantic streets of Paris or the stunning beaches of Barcelona, Condor will start your vacation and make it even more memorable by offering comfortable and spacious cabins where you can sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Hate doing cardio? Try brushing and flossing your teeth. I'm not talking about building up a sweat. I'm talking about building a healthier mouth. For a healthier heart, for a healthier you. Smile Generation trusted dentists look at your care through the lens of the mouth-body connection, because what happens in the mouth plays a critical role for the rest of your body. To find a dentist near you committed to treating all of you, visit smilegeneration.com/confidence today and live longer, healthier, and happier with confidence unleashed.
Do you think astronauts fight over elbow room? Probably. Because advanced tech doesn't always mean more space. Until now. Introducing the Hyundai Ioniq 9. A 3-row electric SUV with over 300 miles of range, ultra-fast charging capability, and lots of space. The all-new Hyundai Ioniq 9. Space in an EV. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for more details.
Ioniq 9 is available in extremely limited quantities at select dealers and select states only. EPA estimated range based on fully charged battery. For comparison purposes only. Actual range will vary based on several factors.
Man, that was easy.
Bulldog Rotary Hammer!
Hello?
It is I, He-Man, your inner Bosch.
Inner...
Bosch!
I'm sorry, what?
That powerful feeling you get when you can powerfully blast through concrete. Say it with me.
What, like right now?
Yes! We have the power!
The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a Bosch. The Men's Room returns with Miles and Thrill.
Coming up at 5:08, we'll drink a toast for the shot of the day. And we do have your headlines on the way at 5:50. But first, quick take on Mike Hogg with some of the stories and headlines he is not working on.
Well, thank you, Miles. The National Weather Service is scrambling to fill 155 vacant jobs, critical vacant jobs, ahead of hurricane season.
Oh, good.
Yeah. I don't know what all they need them to do that makes them critical, but, yeah, they're trying to get 155 of those filled up before the hurricane season starts.
Well, the director of FEMA said, I think we should keep FEMA. And they fired him. Yeah.
Well, there you go.
So, I don't know the answer to that.
It begins there. Let's see here. China has signed a deal with Russia to put a power plant on the moon.
Okay. I mean,
I suppose it's a start. You know,
if you can pull it off. Hey, man.
We really want to terraform the moon?
Well, they're not trying to terraform. It'd be to power other crap that you want to send up there.
I got
So if
you.
I send a capsule up there, more guys.
Think of
right,
like a
instead of-
Tesla charging station for spacecraft.
Right, exactly. Right. So I can recharge these things, keep your oxygen flow, all that kind of thing.
All right. Tea and chocolate may help lower blood pressure, according to new research.
Half excellent.
I'll take the chocolate.
Yeah, I do not like tea, man.
Nothing at all? Well, yeah, it's plant water, so that makes sense.
I mean, that's just what it tastes like. They can take a vase and dump it into a glass.
Think it's
that
dark
said,
chocolate,
the
though, right?
Snapple peach tea, I'm sure there's no actual tea involved in it, but that is delicious.
I was about to ask, like, can we sugar
tea.
up a tea that you would enjoy there? So
There's tea involved. There's just a lot of sugar.
Yeah.
That's the part I like.
But it's got to be dark chocolate, right?
Yeah. I think that was one of those things that was debunked that it has to be dark chocolate.
Probably
but-
dark chocolate's more concentrated, I guess.
Yeah. I think dark chocolate is better, but I don't think it has to be dark chocolate.
Okay.
You know, a little bit of good stuff, as long as it's natural chocolate. I don't think milk chocolate's the good one for you.
What other chocolate is there, Mike?
There's,
dark.
Yeah, dark
right,
chocolate.
that's what I'm saying. I'm pretty sure it's got to
Cacao.
be dark chocolate because I think milk
Yeah,
chocolate
hot
is
chocolate.
so much sugar.
Spun chocolate. New study was conducted under the simple question, when in water, does your skin wrinkle the same way every time?
I would say no.
No? Miles, what do you think?
Yes.
Yes? Ted, break the tie?
Yes.
It does.
So I'm the idiot. All
Your
right.
skin does wrinkle the exact same way every time.
So every time I
also-
take my wet hands out, they look exactly the way they did the last time I pulled my wet ass hands out.
It's also evolutionary.
That's fact.
Yeah.
You know what, man? I'm going to start taking pictures of my wet ass hands. I don't even actually know the last time my hands were wet enough to get the wrinkles.
No? When you were down there
Weren't you
in Mexico,
swimming in
you didn't?
Mexico?
Yeah. I guess I just never looked at my hands. They had to get maybe I don't wrinkle, man.
Oh, I haven't wrinkled.
My hands will start getting wrinkly if I'm holding a can too long.
Really? Damn.
You know what I mean? That condensation on the can, just after a while, it starts to get real concentrated.
That's
and then all
why.
of a
That's
sudden
why
it's
your
like-
hands do it. It
Right,
knows.
exactly.
It's trying to help you grip.
Yeah, it's like Ted
Correct.
said.
It's typically a beer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's right.
It doesn't want
That's
you to
when it
drop that
developed.
beer.
When
Here
we put
we
it
are.
in aluminum cans, that's when we developed that ability.
I told that theory to some friends in a hot tub, and they just yucked it up.
Thought it was hilarious.
Thought it was hilarious. That's why. I was like, well, Google it, smartass.
Yeah, man. Oh, what do you know? You actually can grip stuff in water.
I remember a kid made fun of me in like third grade because I told him mold was alive.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
well,
man.
third
Made
grade.
fun of me. All right, man.
Eat it then.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
A new study found that weekday scrolling drastically increases the risk of mental health issues.
Well, yeah.
So the weekends are fine. Doom scroll all you want.
Keep it to the weekends. It's kind of like drinking.
But weekday, it's bad. All right, that's fair.
Got to go clean on that.
Yeah, you got to clean during the week. All the weekend, I'm getting drunk and scrolling.
That's a fact. Apparently, loneliness can increase your risk of hearing loss by about 24%.
That makes sense. I mean, your brain will start shutting it down if you're not constantly being challenged.
Right. Well, and if there's nobody in the house, there's likely no conversation going on, or at least there shouldn't be. If you're like me, there's not a whole lot of noise going on in the house.
That's what I mean. So your brain would just start it would just quiet. There's no point for it to be on the look. If I don't play bass for a while, my calluses go away.
Right.
It's kind of the same thing, right?
Yeah. I just don't have music playing. I barely have a TV going.
Mike's just sitting alone in a silent house.
I am oddly in a silent
I've had to click my TV up from 12 to 13.
Yeah.
I'm at 15, brother.
Are you?
Oh, God, yeah.
I have a sound bar, so I'm a little lower.
Very nice.
Those sound bars are great, but they are so loud.
Yes.
They are. And the problem is that mine's Bluetooth, and then somebody hacked into it when I moved into my place. And then they just started blasting this music at 11 o'clock at night. And I'm like, are you freaking serious? And so I go down there and I turn it off. I hit the button to turn it off. And I go back to bed. And all of a sudden, boom, it's hitting again.
They can turn it on?
Yeah, I don't know if I accidentally hit the button twice or whatever it was, but it went again. Is this a prank, or did you guys seriously just not know what you're connecting to? Because I'm pissed. So I have unplugged it, and it's been in my basement ever since. I can't do it. When it comes to choosing your passion over a paycheck, many folks eventually return to conventional jobs due to burnout or financial issues.
Well, yeah, it depends how it works out.
So basically, people that quit their jobs that are paying them decent money, but they want to do something that is more fulfilling, something that is more enjoyable, something more tailored to their passions. Yeah, after a while, they...
It depends how... I mean, look, man, I got out of restaurants, which were paying me decent. Not great, but I could sustain a living on it, without a doubt. But I wanted to do radio. And then when I had to make a decision, I was not making a lot of money in radio. That's why we're sharing a half can of tuna with a cat that I didn't want to adopt.
I know.
But you stick with it. But I lucked out. It worked out, right?
Right.
But if it didn't work out, I can't imagine that I'd still be sharing half a can of tuna saying, hey, any day now, right? There's a time limit on how long you're willing to give certain things.
There is.
Depending on your finances.
There is. And it's tough.
If my parents are paying for me and I live in their basement, hey, man, any day now, let's keep waiting. But when it's just you making those decisions, it's I'm going to starve to death or I can go get a paycheck.
There's situational stuff, too. I say all the time. I had a buddy, well, I don't like this job. I'd rather do that. And I'm like, yeah, but you got a kid and you're 40.
Mm-hmm.
You just need a job, my man.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
That's
You're
just
locked
the way
in
it
making
is.
money now.
Yeah, the passion is gone. You know what I mean?
Find what you like before you have children.
Yeah.
And you can still do it,
You
right?
can.
There's a pretty famous DJ that she didn't start till she was she was always kind of tinkering around, but she had a full career, and then in her 40s, she kept doing it, and it got popular enough she could quit her job.
All right.
Right.
But, yeah, she kept her job.
Also, if you're really good at your job, no matter what it is, whether you like it or not, and you make enough money to live and you make a lot of money, keep that job.
Yes.
Because that'll make you happy. The fact that you can go on vacation, do whatever you need to do, even if you can't stand it. If you're good at it and you can make money, keep doing it until you find something else.
I like that we're starting to redirect the conversation and the talking point. It used to be do what you love. Go and pursue and do what you love. No, enjoy what you do.
Yes.
Find something that you can enjoy doing. If you pursue your passions as a job, that's no longer your passion. It's your job, because there's going to be those days
Right.
where you just don't want to do it anymore. And eventually that scale tips to where now more days
Now
than
it's a
not,
job.
you
No
don't like
matter what
doing
it is, you do not live to work. You work to live.
Correct. Correct.
I work to get away from my children.
Right.
Long hours.
Yeah, it's like spending 9 hours on the bathroom toilet. You know what I mean?
And actually, on that subject, a new study found that working long hours could be making your brain bigger. In a bad way.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Your brain's swelling up.
It's swelling up, and
Swole.
it's basically it's the reason for all the burnout. All of a sudden, your memory is not as good as it used to be. As you can tell by the fact that I'm stuttering, your cognitive faculties are not as good as they were because you're burned out from your job. You're working all doggone day long, and so your brain is getting bigger, and it's like a physical problem.
Okay. All
Plus,
right.
I think a lot of times anymore, it's just not true, right?
What's that?
Athletes are the easy example. There's some very good athletes who just a coach didn't give them that shot or whatever, who don't make it in the league.
Yep.
I know a lot of people that work a lot harder than other people, but boss don't like them or something. They don't advance in that career. So you need a little help here and there.
Gotcha.
You know?
I see what you're saying. So it's more hours doesn't necessarily mean a great outcome for your career.
No.
Correct.
It just means you're working a lot.
Exactly.
I'm taking that from Captain America. He was talking about it. He's like, look, I was a thespian. I was this. I was that. Mackie. He was like, eventually, somebody was like, all right, we're going to put you in this. And he's like, that changed my whole life.
Exactly.
Well, it's like back to the boss conversation we were having earlier. I'm sketchy about this guy because he picked up the poop with his bare hands. Ted wants to give him a raise. So it depends on who's your supervisor, who's your boss, who's gonna help you.
I'm going to take you guys back to a time that you were living alone, and the things that, whether it was your first
That's
time
today, Mike.
That's called to Wednesday. It's Wednesday.
Well, focusing on living alone there. Screw it.
The Men's Room Top 10. The Men's Room Top 10.
10 things men only find out after living alone. How about that it's great? How about that there's no one there to tell you had one too many whiskeys? How about you don't need to be scolded for picking at your fingers? I know they look ugly. How about you have all the closet space? How about you don't keep around a box of beer cans you collected as a child because you thought it was cool your dad drank his dinner? You know who you are. How about you can watch your own shows and you don't have to stop and rewind and defend yourself as to why you watch this crap? Yeah, living alone. It's awful. But hey, marriage is great. Boy, do I miss it.
That seems facetious.
It does.
So these are things that men only find out after living alone. We did not know this before we started living alone.
Okay.
Dishes don't magically clean themselves; they multiply.
Yep.
Yeah. I always cleaned up after myself.
Yeah, they don't multiply. They just go right into the dishwasher.
Okay,
Where they
exactly.
go. My counters are clean. I don't have to pick up other people's stuff anymore.
Oh.
I don't have to go around and collect glasses anymore. I can just take care of me.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah,
It just goes right into the dishwasher.
I put it right in there.
There's not a whole lot of dishes that you got to do?
I do one load a week in the dishes.
My God.
In the dishwasher.
How do you do it, Miles?
It's crazy. It's so easy because it's just so simple to do that.
Groceries don't restock just because you're hungry.
Again, no kidding.
Yes. We all know this going on.
That's
you
what you
need a
found
ticket
out.
to get on a plane.
But you didn't know that till you lived alone.
What?
I mean, you fathom it, but it's just, you grow up, your parents are there, or a lot of people go straight into relationships. It's like, if she does the shopping, like I know people that are in their 40s that get divorced, and they're like, oh my God, I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
Right.
That was just the deal they had with their wife.
And I think it's one of those things where you open up the fridge or you open up the pantry, like, all right, let me find something to eat in here. And then it's like, oh, there's literally nothing that I can eat in here.
No wonder I'm nuts. I did all the grocery shopping the entire time I've been in any relationship, any point in my life other than living at home with my parents.
Well done, sir.
Yeah.
Things men only find out after living alone. Toilet paper runs out fast, and no one's replacing it but you.
No, what I will say is it does not run out nearly as fast.
Correct.
But I have no problem replacing toilet paper. You know, like a lot of dudes when they drive, their tank gets down to a quarter tank and they fill it up.
Sure.
Like it never hits the, like I'm that way with toilet paper.
Right.
And
I don't mess around with that.
I am the one person that will make sure it is on the roll. Like I've always been on that tip, man.
Exactly. Same. I grew up with siblings that would put the new roll on top of the old roll.
You're sitting there. What else do you have to do?
No kidding,
You have nothing
bro.
else to do.
You didn't get up to grab the new roll. You literally just reached over and grabbed it.
Yeah.
Now just switch. Put the old roll on top of the new one for all I care. I'm less pissed about having to grab that thing to throw it out.
Yeah. Half the time when I twist to put the new roll on, it kind of works my stomach.
Yeah.
And I poop a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like I adjust it instead of just staring straight ahead.
You gotta shimmy and shake.
I do it all the time. I'll just put a new roll on top. When it's done, I'll throw out that roll and then put a new one on. If somebody's coming over, I'll put it on the roll. But same way, like it doesn't bother me. I just don't think about it.
Well, there you go.
I get so used to just kind of using two hands to pull off toilet paper.
So it's actually easier for you.
It annoys me at work.
Well, and our stuff doesn't rip all that
It's
well.
not that good.
It's garbage.
It rips too
It's
easy.
like sandpaper.
Yeah, no kidding. Leftovers become breakfast, lunch, and dinner until they turn on you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I hate wasting food. I try to figure out,
Same.
I'll bring it in for lunch, or if I have a little bit left over, I'll freeze it or save some for tonight or whatever the deal is. I think leftovers are good. The older I get, the more I think the second time around, a lot
I'm
of
very
food's better.
happy to have this meal again.
I start like planning my meals to where, okay, I'm going to make a boatload here that I'm then going to take for lunch for the next few days.
Yep.
That's it.
Absolutely.
You start talking to yourself a lot. This is things that men only find out after living alone.
True.
Yeah.
I do that in my car. Like, it doesn't shock me that I would start talking to myself if I lived alone.
It's weird. I don't do it in my car, but I do it in my house all the time.
All right.
And then my neighbors have called me out as they know when I'm watching football. Like, not in a bad way, but she was just like, no, we learned some stuff. You've
Like,
watched
like
it.
about football?
Yeah, because I'll just be like, come on, like that's obviously cover 2. Right? Or like, somebody, like, get him back in there. Put a chip on him.
Mine's worse. If you saw a laundry basket that was full and you knew for a fact you needed to do that laundry, what would you do? Take it.
Yeah, take care of it.
Not when you live alone.
No.
You talk out loud first. You tell the basket, guess I better wash it. Then you pick it up, you take it in, you talk to the basket.
Yeah.
Ah, man.
Come on, you.
Are there towels in here?
There's a difference between clean and hygienic, and you'll learn it the hard way.
I'm definitely on a hygienic kick when I clean.
Gotcha.
I'm very thorough with that. But it's just how I was raised. Because my dad was like, man, when I say clean, I mean clean as the word is defined.
Yeah, I'm annoying my wife with how much I clean, because to me, it's clean. It looks fine. And then she will stare at my quote-unquote clean job, and she'll call me Mr. 75%.
75%?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Means I don't do the whole job, Miles.
Oh, come on. It's close enough.
That's what I think.
That's about cleaning.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I always get... No, I'm not even going to make that.
I was almost there, baby.
75.
I was 75% of the way there.
Sorry, it was too easy, Mike.
It gets way too quiet when you're not distracted. These are things that men only find out after living alone.
I don't think it gets way too quiet, but I understand their point.
Yeah.
I tend to enjoy, like, a couple of weeks ago, my kids had something, my wife had something. It's only 2 hours, but it's a Friday night. And I was super excited. And everyone's like, what are you going to do? I'm like, I'm not going to do anything.
Not a damn thing.
I'm going to go home and enjoy these 2 hours of absolute silence. And it was freaking glorious, man.
Right.
I literally sat on the sofa and thought. But I just thought about the stuff I wanted to think about without any distractions. And it's amazing how that works. Our wife and I were trying to figure it out. And we go, right, you're home alone most of the day. And then the kids come home and there they are. So I realize I'm never home alone.
Correct.
Yes.
I'm either at work, but you don't think about it until that Friday.
Until you need
popped
to
up.
masturbate.
But I mean, seriously, I was like, I can do that when they're asleep. But I mean, like, I'm sitting at home and I'm like, this is crazy. I don't remember the last time I've been in this house alone, with the exception of the dog staring at me.
Right. That is a point with my wife and I, because I'll travel for these auctions and whatnot. And she says, oh, I'm sure that you love your time alone. You get enough time alone all the time. It's like, I'm not home.
Right, you're
I'm
not
away in
home
a different
alone.
place. I would love to sit on my own couch and watch my TV shows and do my own thing without noise anywhere.
Right.
So there's something very big.
I will say, as somebody that's lived alone for a while, like there is sometimes it's like my mind, you can't turn it off.
Of course.
Yeah.
Like those thoughts. So it's like I gotta get lucked into a show or something.
There you go.
Just like, all right, I need to
Right, so
get
take
out of
my
my own
mind off
head.
of this crap.
Yeah.
That fix it later list, nobody else is touching it.
No one touches it anyway.
That just comes with
But
living away from home.
Yeah, I was going to say that I've always been in charge of it. It needs to be fixless.
Right.
Yeah. Wife, kids, you name it.
I'll pull that card. Something breaks. Guess who gets the call? Me.
I'm going to paint this room, so I'm going to paint this room. Let's
Exactly.
do it.
All right. Things men only find out after living alone. You eat the same 5 meals on repeat until you're sick of yourself.
Yeah. And I would love it to stay that way.
Eat what you like.
Yeah, that's
if
exactly.
you like 5, if you like 3, eat those. Whatever it is. Eat whatever you like.
It's also good generally, unless you're eating crap. Generally, it's good for your diet.
Hell yeah.
If you get stick to eating the same stuff all the time.
I absolutely could. I'm going to eat this until I get sick of eating this. That's generally how it works.
Salmon.
Dust shows up in places that you didn't even know existed.
Until the sun comes through the window. Then you go, ooh, wow.
Yeah.
Vacuum time.
The light on the vacuum.
Yeah,
was
man, that's
my God.
Those sunny days, you get real busy inside. All of a sudden, like, oh, I need to clean these windows.
Yeah,
I need to.
You
vacuum.
don't realize how bad it is.
No, because you can't see it. Then all of a sudden, it's like that zit. You had it, but then the light gets right and the mirror's good. You're like, oh wow, look at that.
It literally happened to me this morning. I was in the shower and there was just something that possessed me to put my hand on the top of the shower that's up at that little ledge.
That
and all of a sudden,
moist.
I rubbed it. Dude, it is covered in dust. I was like, this has never been touched. I was skeeved out in my own shower. Disgusting, dude.
You'll get it next time.
Oh, yeah. Damn right I will. You'll learn how expensive everything is. Trash bags included. Guess what? We already know.
I don't know. I just know I'm paying for it.
Yeah.
And the rule I have, like, do not tell me the cost of anything. And I'm not making that up at all. I'm like, look, If we have the money to buy it, get it. I don't want to know how much it costs because I know it's outrageous and it's a ripoff. I just don't want to know.
Yeah, trash. I don't know. Like I'm messy. I don't really. It doesn't bother me. But trash, you got to take that out like every other day.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, no kidding. And that actually brings us to the last one I will leave you with of things that men only find out after living alone. Doing laundry is not hard. It's just constant.
Yeah.
It's the folding.
The folding is only the machines do everything else, so I don't care. But when you have to fold, the machines have stopped their usefulness, and you're like, this sucks.
I have got 2 separate weeks worth of laundry that I have done that are stacked on top of each other in the same basket because eventually I just pulled from the clean clothes basket, went to work all my day, put it in the dirty clothes, and it finally piled up enough to where I then washed the new basket of dirty clothes and piled it on top of the remnants of that last basket that I hadn't folded yet.
Yeah, I mean, when you live alone, basically your washing machine is your hamper.
Yeah,
pretty
toss
much.
it right in.
Toss it right in.
Also, I'm more apt to wear clothes multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah?
With that in mind. Like, that sweatshirt does not need to be washed again.
Yeah,
I'll wear a T-shirt underneath it. It's fine. I'll
There
hang
you
it
go.
up. Maybe give it a couple more shots.
Miles, a woman ended up in the hospital after an encounter with a coyote, and you won't believe what the animal did to her.
What did it do to her?
Tell you all about it at 5:50.
Thank you, sir. Headlines are coming up at 5:50 in the meantime. Have we made it to drinking time?
Somebody out there deserves to be recognized. And the men's room knows just who it is. So to you, we say, bottoms up, sailor. You're the toast of our shot of the day.
Drink time it is, and as usual, we head to the drink desk and Steve at Thrill Hill to find out who we're toasting.
Yes, indeed. And today we toast an unidentified man from Slidell, Louisiana. Slidell. Now, according to the police, call came in around 5 p.m. this past Sunday, and a witness reported seeing a dude kind of suspicious inside one of the Lowe's hardware stores outside tool sheds. They're typically used to show customers various storage options and all that kind of crap in your yard, right? Well, officers arrived at the scene. They began searching the line of the sheds on display. It wasn't until they got to the 4th or 5th shed that they finally located the suspect. Lying on his back, his pants around his ankles, using an open container of Vaseline and an electronic device while he masturbated. So with tasers drawn, police say the officers ordered the man to pull up his pants, roll onto his stomach, and be handcuffed. He complied without resistance. He admitted to his actions, telling officers he was watching YouTube at the time. He was arrested on 1 count of obscenity and booked into jail. A jar of Vaseline naked on your back.
He had all the stuff.
In the Lowe's tool shed. Man, oh man. That's a good look, brother. I like it. So we pour this booze and we drink this booze because we think it's yummy.
Yummy.
So over the tongue and down the throat to party in our tummies. Down the hola bichola.
Let's get a contest on the line now for Profile This. 206-803-ROCK. Profile This is next.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With nonstop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, there are great connection options to several cities. Whether it's the romantic streets of Paris or the stunning beaches of Barcelona, Condor will start your vacation by offering comfortable and spacious cabins. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. What if comparing car insurance rates was as easy as putting on your favorite podcast? With Progressive, it is. Just visit the Progressive website to quote with all the coverages you want. You'll see Progressive's direct rate, then their tool will provide options from other companies so you can compare. All you need to do is choose the rate and coverage you like. Quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Hate doing cardio? Try brushing and flossing your teeth. I'm not talking about building up a sweat. I'm talking about building a healthier mouth. For a healthier heart, for a healthier you. Smile Generation trusted dentists look at your care through the lens of the mouth-body connection, because what happens in the mouth plays a critical role for the rest of your body. To find a dentist near you committed to treating all of you, visit smilegeneration.com/confidence today and live longer, healthier, and happier with confidence unleashed.
Do you think astronauts fight over elbow room? Probably. Because advanced tech doesn't always mean more space. Until now. Introducing the Hyundai Ioniq 9, a three-row electric SUV with over 300 miles of range, ultra-fast charging capability, and lots of space. The all-new Hyundai Ioniq 9. Space in an EV. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for more details.
Ioniq 9 is available in extremely limited quantities at select dealers in select states only. EPA estimated range based on fully charged battery. For comparison purposes only. Actual range will vary based on several factors.
Man, that was easy.
Bulldog Rotary Hammer!
Hello?
It is I, He-Man, your inner Bosch.
Inner...
Bosch!
I'm sorry, what?
That powerful feeling you get when you can powerfully blast through concrete. Say it with me.
What, like right now?
Yes! We have the power!
The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a Bosch.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. What if comparing car insurance rates was as easy as putting on your favorite podcast? With Progressive, it is. Just visit the Progressive website to quote with all the coverages you want. You'll see Progressive's direct rate, then their tool will provide options from other companies so you can compare. All you need to do is choose the rate and coverage you like. Quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With nonstop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, there are great connection options to several cities. Whether it's the romantic streets of Paris or the stunning beaches of Barcelona, Condor will start your vacation by offering comfortable and spacious cabins. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
Hate doing cardio? Try brushing and flossing your teeth. I'm not talking about building up a sweat. I'm talking about building a healthier mouth for a healthier heart for a healthier you. Smile Generation trusted dentists look at your care through the lens of the mouth-body connection because what happens in the mouth plays a critical role for the rest of your body. To find a dentist near you committed to treating all of you, visit smilegeneration.com/confidence today and live longer, healthier, and happier with confidence unleashed.
The Men's Room presents Profile This.
And Stephen Throwhill, could you please tell everyone how Profile This is played?
I sure can, Miles. It's a simple game where we share with you a real-life news story, something that happened right here on planet Earth. Earth. And as you listen to the story, based on the stereotypes you believe to be true of people and the decisions that people make, we'll ask you what it is you think makes the story a story. Hello, Jeff. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hola.
Hola. All right, Hefe, you understand how this here game is played?
I sure do.
Fantastic. Today you have your choice of one of three stories, and today we offer you the wonderful world of drugs. We have Bite Me. In other words, what did someone find in their food? And finally today, Animalize This, where you guess the animal responsible for causing the problem.
I will go with Animalize This.
All right, we go back to the world of petting zoos, where visitors at the Cedar Point Amusement Park in Ohio, they captured video when a trio of animals escaped from the petting zoo and then took a self-guided tour of the park. Laura Stewart Mastropalo, she captured video last Friday when she spotted the three animals wandering loose next to the Sandusky Park's train with employees in pursuit. So there were employees trying to chase these things down. Now, Tony Clark, a spokesman for Six Flags Cedar Point, he said the critters escaped from the Barnyard Petting Zoo when a third-party operator unlocked their pen during a cleaning operation, because there's always a third-party operator.
Always.
Always. He added that the animals...
God forbid you paid actual employees.
Right. It's always third-party operators. But the guy did add that the animals were safely returned to their pens. That's the entire story. But it does beg the question, what were the animals that escaped from the petting zoo? Was it camels? Was it goats? Was it alpacas, or was it miniature horses? So camels, goats, alpacas, or miniature horses. Keep in mind, at this particular Cedar Point Amusement Park I'm talking about, all four of these animals have escaped from the petting zoo this year.
Oh. Okay. First, Miles.
Camels, Jeff.
One hump or two. So, okay. Ted, help me out, bro.
I don't know. I'm torn between alpacas and mini horses. Many horses seem like they have an advantage because of the low to the ground. But I don't know. Alpaca's an interesting animal and just likes to wander. I'll go alpacas.
Okay, going with the socks. All right, Jeff, what are you thinking?
Outside person might require special. Nah, you know what? So let's see. We got mini. Hit me up one more time, Phil. Who we got?
Camels, goats, alpacas, miniature horses.
Goats. I'm going goats.
Goats. Jeff. Okay. What were the animals that escaped? Camels, goats, alpacas, or miniature horses? We'll find out next.
That was a tease.
You are listening to The Men's Room.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive. Most of you aren't just listening right now. You're driving, cleaning, and even exercising. But what if you could be saving money by switching to Progressive? Drivers who save by switching save nearly $750 on average. And auto customers qualify for an average of 7 discounts. Multitask right now. Quote today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $744 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2022 and May 2023. Potential savings will vary. Discounts not available in all states and situations.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Fly Condor Airlines nonstop to Frankfurt and connect effortlessly to most European destinations. Relax and start your vacation in comfort. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today and book your next adventure.
Hate doing cardio? Try brushing and flossing your teeth. I'm not talking about building up a sweat. I'm talking about building a healthier mouth for a healthier heart, for a healthier you. Smile Generation. Trusted dentists look at your care through the lens of the mouth-body connection because what happens in the mouth plays a critical role for the rest of your body. To find a dentist near you, committed to treating all of you, visit smilegeneration.com/confidence today and live longer, healthier, and happier with confidence unleashed.
Categories analyzed this on Profile This. Visitors in Ohio saw animals escape from their enclosure at a petting zoo and started walking around. What did you say it was? A Cedar Point Park?
Cedar Point, yeah.
Okay. Apparently, all of these animals that were choices have actually escaped from their pen at some point in the last year.
This year, yes.
The question is, what were these animals this instance that were that did escape and were returned? Camels, goats, alpacas, or miniature horses?
And, Jeff, that is the very question that we posed to you. And unfortunately, we start with you, Jeff. You went with goats. It was not goats. Keep in mind, earlier this year, they did escape from the exact same petting zoo. Miles, you went with the old camel.
Because I remember a story where they did escape.
They did escape. And that was earlier this year. But in this case, it wasn't the camels, which leaves the alpaca or the miniature horses, both of which have escaped this year. But, Ted, you went with the old alpaca, and you are correct.
Boom. Nice job. Nice job.
Well, I guess a petting zoo, because there's more gates because you're going in and out to pet them.
And also, they're not specifically dangerous animals.
Right, you don't have like a lion at a petting zoo.
Right, oops. Well, not more than once.
Or like a pit viper.
At a petting zoo.
Right? You want to hold it? Yeah. My kid's dead.
Now for all TV news all the time, it is time for TV Time with Ted.
And now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box, the Men's Room presents TV Time with Ted.
All right, your choices today. You got Seth Meyers, the Jimmies,
Fallon McKibble,
Tomlinson,
Taylor,
Stephen Colbert. Did I say the Jimmies?
Yes.
Or Chad Smith.
Is it Ted or is it late night?
It is right there. The title. These guys have teams of talents, writers help them come up with their monologues each and every night. It is up to you to determine, is this an actual late night joke and from whom? Or could it be a D. Ted Smith original?
Spirit Airlines will start offering premium seats with extra legroom. Spirit was like, go ahead, stretch your legs outside the window as much as you want.
Fallon.
Yeah, Fallon.
That is Fallon.
Spirit Airlines will start offering premium seats with extra legroom. Ooh. Spirit was like, go ahead and stretch your legs out the windows as far as you want.
When Leo was announced as Pope, it was reported that he was a Cubs fan. But after the Cubs claimed Leo, the Pope's brother clarified that he's always been a Chicago White Sox fan. Are we sure Leo has a direct line to heaven? Because based on the last 3 seasons, God isn't listening.
Ted Smith.
Colbert.
When Leo was first announced as Pope, it was reported initially that he was a fan of the Chicago Cubs, But after the Cubs claimed Leo, the Pope's brother clarified he has always been a Chicago White Sox fan. Okay, are we sure Leo has a direct line to heaven? Because based on the last 3 seasons, God ain't listening.
Makes you think the Pope's got to be the toughest Pope ever. It's from the South Side.
Yeah, South Side of Chicago.
Or just being a White Sox fan.
South Side's always been the tough time.
That's where Bad Leroy Brown's from.
Yeah. Well, and I was talking about D.C. and Southeast.
Oh, man.
It was always bad. A woman just got married in the UK and had a crazy amount of a wedding party. She had 95 bridesmaids and 8 groomsmen. The groomsmen didn't hook up that night. That's on them.
That's you. Need Testament.
That's a good average.
Yeah.
And I'm
Guys, like, what are you doing?
Oh, I'm sure that marriage won't have any issues at all.
No.
95 bridesmaids. Only 5 of them like her. Authorities in Pennsylvania recently arrested a woman after she allegedly stole more than $1 million worth of candles from CVS. On the bright side, her arrest was very romantic.
Fallon? Fallon.
Myers.
Authorities in Pennsylvania recently arrested a woman after she allegedly stole more than $1,000 worth of candles from a CVS. On the bright side, her arrest was very romantic.
So you have HBO, then you had Cinemax. Then, of course, because everybody needs a streaming service, there was HBO, there was Max. Then a couple years ago, HBO branded with Cinemax. It was just Max, not HBO Max. Well, that didn't last very long. Now they're going back to separate labels. Basically, they were still they would compete for awards. People just couldn't get it straight.
Is that why they're getting them back together?
That's why they're separating them again.
Oh, they're separate.
They put them together and just called it Max, not HBO Max.
Okay.
So, people were like, oh, we're kind of confused. I think HBO Max says to everybody, hey, we got everything. But when you have it just Max, it's like, can I still watch the HBO shows on there?
Which I don't know.
Yes.
Well, for instance, take the Yum brand, right? If you don't know Yum brand owns a bunch of fast food joints.
KFC,
and Taco Bell, right? Pizza Hut. But if you go to a KFC and Taco Bell, it's got both their labels on it.
Yeah.
Right? It's not like KFC all of a sudden is just going to be like, come to ours. We got some tacos, too.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's also, I say this all the time, is that somebody got paid a lot of money to be like, here's what we do.
Yep.
Go back to the original.
Yeah. My favorite one is still, you don't see it as much anymore, but for a while there in the early 2000s, there was this war of light beers and technology, right? Mm-hmm. Miller Lite was like, we got this Vortex bottle, so it goes down your throat quicker, which it did. And then Bud Light came back and was like, our 24-ounce cans have 25 ounces now. And I still contend, somebody make it 6 figures one. I got it. Put an extra ounce.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, man. Come on.
Or wide mouth tops.
The wide mouth tops, I like. They work. I mean, that's just simple physics, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you swirl a bottle around, stuff comes out quicker. Wider mouth, stuff comes out quicker. Just like the guy's like, how are we going to separate it? Add an ounce.
Yep. Coors Light with their mountains.
Yeah. Correct. Hey, and look, to Coors Light's credit, it works. You can't hand me a Coors Light without me being like, oh, the mountain's blue?
Yeah, we're going to check it. All right, cool.
Yeah. I mean, they could go back to the and twins, but they have not. But, if you really want to see some twins, watch the Dallas Stars and just look behind the coach. All right, Morgan Wallen, we all know him. We are not a country station. We do not play Morgan Wallen. If you listen to any station, if you listen to a pop station, you can't get away from that guy. He's on everything.
All right.
You know what I mean? So I was showing Miles this the other day. There's a guy I like. He does this, Caleb Presley. He does this thing called the Sunday Conversation. Spelt like a banana split Sunday.
Okay.
Right. So he had Morgan Wallen on there. They were talking about it. He said, seriously, SNL, did they make you mad? Morgan said, no, I was just ready to go home. I'd been there all week. So, I mean, I think that's just his thing. He was like, I just wanted to leave.
So I did.
I will say, when he does that Sunday Conversation, he has my other buddy there, Glennie Balls, that I love. So when they ended that interview, Glennie gets up, hugs Caleb, and you hear Morgan Wallen go, do I get a hug? And he just walked off.
Oh, damn.
Pro move.
Pro move. Very subtle. I just very much enjoyed it. Let's see. If you, I talk about Vice all the time, how they're kind of switching over to mostly sports programming. So they have a show called The Grudge, which is pretty good, right? Because you forget, like, the first one was about Kobe and Shaq. There's a couple different ones on there, but I watched one last night, Miles, you would like. It was about Brooks Koepka and
Bryson DeChambeau.
And Bryson DeChambeau. And I had forgotten how much those guys just hated each other. And then they had, like, and look, let's be honest. Brooks is just a better golfer.
At that point. I think now you look at the stats, they're probably closer to even.
They are, but to me, I look at golfers, the bottom line is you got to win majors. Mm-hmm. Brooks has 5, Bryson has 2. And I like Bryson. Bryson's always doing stuff on YouTube. He's a little more out there, this and that. But, like, Brooks was the bigger dude. Bryson went out and balked up.
Yeah.
And this and that. But it's a very good show, and it just shows you the rivalries. Now, it's funny now is they're like buddies. They're both on the Live Tour. I think they might even be on the same team on the Live Tour.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a very good show. This show, The Grudge, they do different sports too, right? So you had basketball. There's a couple football ones in there. This one was about golf, but it's just interesting. Like Kobe and Shaq basically just stayed together long enough to get those 3 titles.
Oh yeah, they were great.
And then Shaq was just like, I can't stand him anymore. Like, I'm out of here.
And basically, Shannon Sharp said it this week. The only person that's ever walked away from the Lakers is Shaquille O'Neal. The Lakers might have traded you. But you, on your own terms, said, no, I am out. Yeah. I'm out. He's the only one, and that's why.
Correct. Yeah, and it was a thing, right? Because I think Shaq ends up getting a title. I think he got a title in Miami.
I believe so.
Right, because I think D. Wade won his first one with him. And then Kobe obviously still got a title, but they would still chirp at each other all the end. Now, look, Shaq over the year, especially after Kobe died, obviously Shaq was like, man, I wish we could have kind of really squashed it. But
sure.
Yeah, those guys, they kept that going for a while. So just interesting show. And then it's also for golf. Look, that was an intense rivalry, but also golf was so stiff over the years. Yes. Like, I know the old school people don't like it, but I think it's helped out golf a ton. Right? Golf is super popular right now. I still don't play, but I watch a ton of the golf influencers and this and that. And it's good, right? Like, they had to do something to kind of update that sport because the average person just doesn't care.
Right. Yep. I think friend groups like doing it. You bro down with three buddies. You spend 2 or 3 hours together doing absolutely nothing that matters. But you're just, out doing it and having fun.
Yeah, well, golf gets in trouble too because there's people that really like to play. There's people that use it as an excuse to go party. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So that's sometimes, because I follow a woman influencer, and she was like, oh, I got clean. I had to stay off the golf course for 2 years and then find other people to play with, because she was like, everybody I played with, I realized, like, oh, they just want to get away from people and get drunk for 4 hours.
Yeah.
Speaking of golf, try that. One of the stars of Happy Gilmore passed away. Who do you think it is, Mike? Happy Gilmore, star of the show. Chubbs is already dead.
The crocodile that took his hand.
You're damn right. Unfortunately. 80 years old. He was an alligator, and his name was Morris.
Morris the gator.
Yeah. Not the most famous Morris animal, though. Remember Morris the cat?
The cat. Yeah, from 9 Lives.
Yeah, he was super famous.
Look where it got him.
He was the alligator that bit off Chubb Peterson's hand, was later killed and beheaded by Happy, but that wasn't true. He lived to be 80. He actually had a career in Hollywood from 75 to 06. His films included the classic horror Alligator in 1980.
Oh, he was made for that part.
In 1994, he was in Interview with a Vampire.
He played one of the vampires. No one noticed. Incredible makeup job.
Yeah, well, he was 4th on the billing.
Yeah.
Brad Pitt.
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise. What's her name that's an adult now? Kirsten Dunst.
Oh, right. It was
and Morris the alligator. And then, of course, he was in Dr. Dolittle 2 in 2001. That was a different...
But he played the bear, which I thought was a real stretch.
It was a departure for him.
Yeah.
I never know with Sandler, Ted. Is the new Happy Gilmore, is that going to the movie theaters first, or does that go... Do you know if it goes to Netflix or the movies, or...
He had that deal with Netflix where he was making movies just for them.
Right.
But I feel like Happy Gilmore 2, I could be wrong.
I don't know. I have no idea.
I feel like that's going to be a cinematic release.
Okay.
It should be.
Yeah, there's enough hype around it and everything else. And, Shooter, that guy, I can't even think of his name.
McGavin.
What's that?
You mean his name?
Yeah, his real name. I follow him on Twitter.
I don't really think he's got one now.
But he's been in other movies. He has other roles. But, his Twitter is just all Shooter McGavin stuff.
Of course.
Christopher McDonald.
Christopher McDonald, right? So, you still have the main characters besides Chubbs. obviously, that passed away. So, I mean, to me, you put it out in the movie theater.
Yep.
And again, as long as I've been alive, outside of like the end of my high school career when Tiger was really starting to show up, like this has got to be the most popular time golf has ever had in their life.
Oh, sure.
I mean, Miles can attest. I've heard it's a bitch getting tee times and stuff because everybody plays. And then when you go to other countries, I want to say in Korea, you got to make reservations just to go hit balls at a driving range. Or
Japan, you can't get on the course. It's too expensive.
Maybe it's Japan, yeah. But I'm just like, it's unreal. So, like, right, if you're going to, it's somewhere in Asia. If you're going to send out Happy Gilmore 2, put it in the theaters. Sandler needs a paycheck.
Yeah. Thank you, Tim. We appreciate it. You're listening to The Men's Room.
The Men's Room returns with Miles and Thrill. Now, let's see what's happening in the real world.
All right, here we go. Boston man pleads guilty to attacking a flight attendant with a broken metal spoon. Meanwhile, a New Jersey man who found $100 and returned it will be very rich soon. Ohio man gets his 20th DUI, and of course, they once again release him from jail. A woman walking her dog falls on her face because of another animal with a tail. And school districts are warning kids not to play the old senior assassin game. It is time for your headlines.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's my car.
At our top story, we go to Massachusetts, where one woman survived a harrowing encounter. Earlier this week, she was walking her dog when she happened upon a vicious coyote. The story goes that the animal approached the woman and her dog, which caused her to fall to the ground, striking her face on the pavement. The commotion was enough to ward off the animal without it causing any direct harm to either the woman or her dog. The woman, however, felt the need to go to the hospital to be evaluated. Officers then tracked down the coyote and, quote-unquote, dispatched it following the incident.
Dispatched it, okay.
Dog didn't even touch her. Right. Just walked up on her. It might have growled a little bit. It might have made a juke move or two. Then she falls and hits her face. Now the coyote has to die.
Strong dude, she's clumsy.
Right. Come on, man. Like, I get it. We don't want these animals screwing with people out there in society, and I understand that there are rules when it comes to this. I feel like we crossed the line on that one. I felt a little premature.
I fell and hit my face. Kill that coyote.
Right. Make it go away. Yeah. There's a lot of coyotes. There is, Ted. In other news, now there's one less. To Ohio, where lessons are not learned. A little after midnight, an officer was patrolling his area when he happened upon a van that was going a little too slow for comfort, traveling at 15 miles an hour in a 25. While following for a short while, the officer ran the plate to discover that the owner had a suspended license. The speed issues continued when the van eventually sped up to a normal speed before coasting back down to 15, this time in a 35, before finally coming to a stop at an intersection. But he missed the stop line. This was enough for the officer to conduct a stop. To the surprise of nobody, the driver had an odor of alcohol coming from him, but promises that he had nothing to drink that night. A field sobriety test was conducted, which our boy did not stand a chance against, eventually making the comment to the officer, quote-unquote, "Why don't you just take me to jail?"
Yeah.
And to jail he went.
Then they got released.
Right. He also did admit that he had 3 beers and a shot. Let's see here. But the reason why he's making headlines is because this is not his first time driving under the influence. In fact, it marks the 20th time that he's been caught impaired behind the wheel.
20th?
Wow. 20th. Yeah.
Come on, bro.
He'll face several charges.
Okay.
Did you guys see all the literature on that man?
No.
The number of times that he had gone to jail, and it was almost annually. It was almost like I would love to track down what it was that this guy was doing that caused him to go over the limit with drinking.
But because there's no punishment.
Right.
I mean, if you don't get in trouble, we'll keep doing the thing, man.
Exactly. I'm just going to keep on doing me.
Exactly.
Later, dude. We're all good to go there. School officials from a district in New York are issuing an urgent warning to their students. It appears that there's a game that's sweeping the nation that has infected their district that poses a threat to the students themselves.
Uh-oh.
And it's called the Senior Assassin.
I've never heard of this one.
How the game works is seniors are tasked with, quote-unquote, assassinating another student that is assigned to them with specific rules on where and when they're legally able to do so. And the last student standing wins. Well, it appears that somebody caught an eyeful of something troubling when they saw an assassination attempt in action and called authorities because she didn't realize that the gun that they were using was a water gun.
Aha. Well, yeah, I did. Well, maybe she did not know, but I assume that it's a game sweeping the nation and probably not a real gun.
The school has issued a warning to students about the dangers of the game Senior Assassin.
And none of the students cared.
No.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a water gun game?
Exactly. You're supposed to use a brightly colored water gun when you do it. These kids were using a realistic looking water gun.
It looked like a real gun.
Yeah. I guess they must have repainted it or something.
Something like
it's
that.
Hard.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't sell. I've never seen just like a straight black water gun.
Right.
Not anymore.
I've seen it though. Like there's a lot of great betrayal that happens there. And all of a sudden you'll get a video while you're scrolling on Instagram or on TikTok or something like that, and all of a sudden there's a bunch of girls that are in a car going somewhere, and then as the driver's leaving, one of them in the backseat just pulls out the pistol and hits them. Oh. It's great.
Yeah.
Never been betrayed so badly in my life. It's like, all right, I wish I had this game. It looks like fun, man. I like it. We take to the skies for a troubling story. Video was released of a man on a plane from going from L.A. to Boston, who, seemingly unprovoked, hurled insults and threats toward flight attendants before attempting to open the emergency exit of the plane. With 45 minutes left on the flight. This is from L.A. to Boston. There's 45 minutes left on this damn flight.
After probably 5 hours in the sky.
Right. Let's see here. He told attendants to have SWAT waiting for him on the ground, as they would be dealing with a bloodbath upon landing before attacking the attendant with a broken metal spoon. He was tackled by another passenger and restrained until they made it to the ground, and he was arrested. He has a history of mental health issues and just recently pled guilty to his charges there in court.
Wow. At least he just pled guilty.
Right. At least he knew that he was out of his mind when he did it, and he had an episode of some kind. Maybe don't fly for a while, buddy.
I can't imagine being a flight attendant and he's like, you're going to want to get SWAT to be a bloodbath. Like, oh, no.
Great.
Yeah, that's frightening.
Yeah. But just in case those stories left a bad taste in your mouth,
thankfully, there's good news.
we go to New Jersey, where good deeds get their reward. An unidentified person went into a local convenience store and approached the counter with the idea of buying themselves some lottery tickets. We covered this person earlier today. But when they approached the counter, they saw a $100 bill that someone had left behind. They asked a few other people inside the store if they had left it behind, but it went unclaimed. So instead of pocketing the C note, they turned it over to the cashier, asking them to put it in an envelope and stash it in case anyone came back looking for it. And we all know that
Sure, man.
Cashier didn't even do that.
Put it in their envelope for you. I got you.
Afterwards, they left their lottery tickets with their lottery tickets, which, as luck would have it, contained a $1 million jackpot. They've chosen to remain anonymous with their winnings. I do love that this is a good news story, and I do love that we all thought the exact same thing when he said that he gave it back to the cashier.
Well, that's why it's a good news story, because we know most people, like, that guy's good, but now he's counting that it's contagious. and then this guy working behind the counter. No kidding.
Right.
Hey, man, it's $100.
Yeah,
Okay, someone
sure.
go, okay.
Okay.
All right.
I'll wait for him. Men's room sports. The Mariners managed to hang on last night against the Yankees, taking it all the way to the 11th inning, and a walk-off single by J.P. Crawford to win the game in extra innings last night to avoid another sweep. The rubber match was earlier this afternoon, and unfortunately, they gave up a 2-0 lead to die quiet on the night, losing the game 3-2 and the series. They'll be off tomorrow as they hit the road to take on the Swingin' Friars down in San Diego, starting on Friday for a weekend series.
Swingin' Friars.
The Swingin' Friars.
Hey, how you doing?
Not good in a restaurant.
What's your wife up to?
What you going to watch tonight? More baseball on MLB Network, playoff basketball on TNT and True TV, and playoff hockey over on ESPN. As far as your weather, you're looking at some cloudy skies and 47 degrees this evening, cloudy skies and 56 tomorrow, with some showers later on in the evening. And that is it for your headlines. With that, Mike Hawk is out.
Thanks, so we appreciate it. We'll see you next time. The head chef is back. Ted's Meat and Potatoes, and we'll play the game known as Big Dummy.
Yes, indeed, it's all true, but in the meantime, well, we be all about this bitch. So until next time, please do what you do best. And for Aletha's sake, stay beautiful.
The Men's Room has been taped before a live studio audience. Wardrobe and makeup provided by Mantastic Limited. This has been a presentation of the Men's Room Radio Network. Oh, man! A Double Flush production.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With nonstop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, there are great connection options to several cities. Whether it's the romantic streets of Paris or the stunning beaches of Barcelona, Condor will start your vacation by offering comfortable and spacious cabins. Fly the Striped Way. Visit condor.com today.
Hate doing cardio? Try brushing and flossing your teeth. I'm not talking about building up a sweat. I'm talking about building a healthier mouth for a healthier heart, for a healthier you. Smile Generation. Trusted dentists look at your care through the lens of the mouth-body connection, because what happens in the mouth plays a critical role for the rest of your body. To find a dentist near you, committed to treating all of you, visit smilegeneration.com/confidence today and live longer, healthier, and happier with confidence unleashed.
Working as a dedicated Fidelity advisor, I always ask, what's important to you? I'll look at those priorities and goals alongside your full financial picture to build a comprehensive plan designed to help grow and protect your wealth. With proactive portfolio insights and an eye on taxes, I'm here to help you make the most of your money. I'm Laura Maxwell, and I'm a dedicated Fidelity advisor. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE, SIPC.
Do you think astronauts fight over elbow room? Probably. Because advanced tech doesn't always mean more space. Until now. Introducing the Hyundai Ioniq 9. A 3-row electric SUV with over 300 miles of range, ultra-fast charging capability, and lots of space. The all-new Hyundai Ioniq 9. Space in an EV. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for more details.
Ioniq 9 is available in extremely limited quantities at select dealers in select states only. EPA estimated range based on fully charged battery. For comparison purposes only. Actual range will vary based on several factors.